swamp, and they're never afraid to talk about faith, freedom, and the values that made us great. Find out why Newsmax is the fastest growing news channel in America. Make the switch today and join our news revolution. Get Newsmax on cable, on streaming, and download the free app today. It takes just seconds to start. Let President Trump know you stand with Newsmax. It's for real news, for real people. Make the switch today.
Painkillers, steroids, ice packs, and gravity chairs. Nothing relieved Abby's back pain. But the answer was right there the whole time.
I've heard the QC Kinetics commercials many times on the radio, and it seemed like all of a sudden, everywhere I went, every store I went into, when I'd get in my car, there was the QC Kinetics commercial. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting the idea. I'm supposed to go and check out and have a consultation.
Patients who have exhausted every means for relief are always welcome at QC Kinetics. In fact, tens of thousands around the country will tell you that QC Kinetics regenerative treatments help relieve their chronic joint pain without any surgery or harmful drugs.
I feel like a person that's never had back pain. And I have written QC Kinetics and the phone number down on my business card so many times I can't count.
Abby can't stop talking about what QC Kinetics did for her. Now it's your turn. Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 860-440-PAIN. That's 860-440-PAIN. 860-440-PAIN.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Hey, shh. Calm down. The show is about to start. Reese on the Radio. Turn it up. Turn it up low. Turn it up loud.
It's like a dream come true.
Turn on your radio. Reese is on the radio.
Yo, let's get it.
Due to the nature of this program, discretion does not exist. It's Reese on the Radio. Right now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Yeah! Man, oh man, oh man. Let's go. I hear there's fighting out there. They're at each other's throats. I love a good brawl. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080. I hear they're out there throwing bows. They're doing drop kicks. People are, doing scissor kicks in the Republican Party here in the Nutmeg State. Let me just give it up for everybody on the Republican side. They are fighting online. I say we just get them in the ring and everybody just, just get it all out there. Look, I'm a pugilist. I'm a fighter. I like a good scrum. That's always been me. And primarily because growing up, I was bullied a lot. And I got my butt kicked quite a bit. I got jumped. Almost got stabbed. Guy shot at me because of something I said about his mother after he insulted mine. Just so you know.
What you say about my mama?
I said something awful about his mama. And he wasn't happy with it. But after he insulted my mother, I guess my line about his mother was far more harsh than mine, than his. But nonetheless, I'm loving it. I'm watching it online. People saying this about the election, people saying that about the election on the Republican side, and people are angry. I get it. I do. I really do understand it. And you want to place blame. It was the reason why I put out that silly post about, let's blame folks, let's have a good cry. I was only half kidding. I said before the election, losing to learn instead of learning to lose. And the war has begun. The inter-party war in Connecticut has begun. So at the risk of playing sides on this, let me do what Reese does best. Take none. Whether they be friends or foes or people I know and people I don't, I'm just going to tell you Reese's point of view here. I don't think anybody knows how to win. I don't think any of you do. And I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, I don't think any of you know how to win. Now, if you take that as an insult, take it. That's your business and that's your prerogative. Why am I saying that? Why am I saying that you don't know how to win? Because winners don't complain. Winners win. Winners just win. And when they lose, winners look inward. That's what we do. We take the L, and if I'm going to, kick a fit, as they say, the actual term, but if I'm going to do all of that, I do that in the privacy of my own home. I'll throw the pillows, I'll scream, and I'll stomp. I'll be jumping up in the house. Son of a brain surgeon, man. No one will ever see me cry. I will get on the floor in a fetal position with my thumb in my mouth going, oh, it's so horrible. But I would never let you see it. I would never let them see it. The fact that anyone can see this infighting because of anger and frustration, I know it, that ain't winning. Now, I told you, and I'm going to keep saying it, that I know how to win. Why? Because I've punched a few noses, and I've had my nose punched a few times. I pay attention to people's weaknesses. I find out exactly where they are weak and I exploit it, but not to poke fun or to ruin them. No, to make them do what I need them to do, and that's think of things in a rational way. You have to expose them and then work that exposure. See, a lot of people, and I'll tell you this is one of the things that Democrats do. When they got you beat, they laugh and point. They don't learn because the only thing they care about is the victory. Because when they lose, notice how they don't know how to act? What do? They burn stuff down. Right? The whole place goes bananas when they lose because they can't understand why. How did we lose? Well, because the last time when you were pointing and laughing, we were strategizing. That's how we won. Now, for all of you out there who's like, I don't like Donald Trump, ask yourself why he won in 2024. Ask yourself what he did for 4 years when he was out of office. Do you think he sat around and pouted and screamed and hollered at people about why he lost? No, he didn't just say that the election was rigged. He worked out the problem while telling everybody it was rigged. And while you were all focusing, why does he keep talking about the election being rigged? He found a way to win. How? By actually getting people to start repeating the same refrain. The thing was rigged. How do I know this? Try this on for size. After the Iowa caucus, CNN did a video polling folks. And in that exit polling, they asked how many people thought the 2020 election was stolen. And the number skyrocketed. Because again, when people are saying, why is he talking about this? Why does he keep rehashing that? Why is he doing this? What did he do? He built a coalition, knowing how to win. We have got to start learning to do that. Learn from the winners. It doesn't matter. It's like this. I would put it to you this way. It's a great way to look at it. New England may be a bad example because a lot of you are Tom Brady or were Tom Brady fans. So I'll talk to the people who are fans of other football teams around the country. How many of you have lost titles to Tom Brady? How many of you? How many of you have woken up and lost the game to Tom Brady and been frustrated at the end of it saying, damn it, that Tom Brady, he's a cheater, he's this, and the refs are on his side. Same thing with Patrick Mahomes, screaming and hollering. You could do that all day. But are you strategizing to make sure that the refs can't cheat? Are you broadening the perspective of your game to make sure that there are no penalties for them to call? That there are no questionable plays that you can have ruled against you? Are you improving the play against the person you think has got the edge on you? Now, you can sit there and be angry about that team kicking your butt or having the odds stacked against you, and by the way, you can all yell at each other while you're doing it. Hey, man, you're not catching the ball. Hey, you're not throwing the ball. You're not guarding enough. You know what? You're not playing good enough defense. Or you draw your ire towards the enemy and you go to beat them instead of beating yourselves. I don't have to tell you this. This is embarrassing that this has to be a discussion. But like I said, I don't think you know how to win. The frustration has gotten the best of a lot of you. The frustration is eating away at you, that you've lost focus. You're not learning from the loss. You're learning to lose and just decided you're going to be frustrated about it. Do you know that there's a 6% increase in conservatives in this state? Did you know that? I bet you didn't. With everything that's going on, with everybody screaming that, oh, it's just becoming more and more blue. Did you know? I know. I'm paying attention. I'm drawing my focus to how we win. I made a promise to you that we were going to come here and we were going to kick ass and take names. I'm not playing with you. I'll do it with you or without you. It's not about gaining your accolades. It's not about you patting me on the back and saying, you know what? That guy may have I don't need it. I was talking to a woman last night at AC Peterson. My wife wants to go there almost every night for ice cream now. Whenever she wants a snack, she wants to go down there, so we win again. And we met a woman who listens to NPR. Her name is Geraldine, and I hope she's listening today. And I asked that woman sitting across from me, hey, why do you listen to NPR? And she just told me. And she explained why. And I didn't even bat an eye. I got to understand why she listens to what I would consider as my competitor. And I listened to her and I understood what the interest was, and I jotted it all down. I need to know what I'm going up against. Not what's holding me back. I could do that all day here on the show. I could say, you know what? Roland ain't doing this. You know what? The station ain't doing that. You know, they're not promoting this and they're not, we need more time on the show. And you know what? This and that. And we need to stop doing breaks. I could do all of that all day. Or I can improve on this very program with what I have and use what I have and make it better. What are you doing to improve what you're doing to make it better? I get the anger. It's frustrating to lose all the time, huh? I'm a Jet fan. Come on, folks. I'm a Jet fan. Year after year after year, we struggle. We fail. How many games have we won so far, Roland? What do we won? 2? 1? We're 1-7, and I still have a jersey. One day they're going to win it all. One day. I say to myself sometimes, why am I still a big fan? Why am I still rooting for this team? Because I've got no give up. You can sit up here and say, well, Reese, that's football. That's not politics. Politics ain't life. There's a lot more to it. And if you really, really think it is life, then forget about it. You're never going to win. There's a strategy in all of this. I'm going to harken back to something I said when I first got here. I told you in the early parts of this program, and I knew it when you guys made it clear, because you called on the phones and you said it to me. Why do you talk to that liberal this? Why are you talking to that liberal that? You know you're wasting your time. What did I say to all of you? How am I supposed to figure out why they think that way if I don't ask them why they think that way? How am I supposed to know what makes them tick if I'm not even willing to take their calls? If I'm not even willing to talk to them? With all due respect, I'm trying to get them to see the world from my point of view. I'm trying to get them to see the error in their ways. It isn't enough to just call them psychopaths or crazy, or they don't know what they're doing, or dumb, or stupid. That gets nothing. That creates adversaries. That's not winning hearts and minds. And fighting with the guy who wants the same thing that I want is also hustling backwards. You want to win? Do you really want to win? Then I've got one request. Follow me. Just give me a shot. I'll be able to give you an opportunity to look at this thing from a different perspective. When somebody gives you their playbook, you read it. When somebody tells you what they're doing and what they're thinking, you listen. That's how you learn. That's how you win. Stop writing them off because they disagree with you. Stop writing them off because they won't vote the way that you want to vote. You want to win hearts and minds, you got to be convincing. That's how you get people to vote your way. That's how you turn the tides. Otherwise, they're just the people who are your enemies. They're just the people who want to beat you. Other than that, fight amongst yourselves. I love what you're doing. I love a good fight. And while I'm paying attention to what you're fighting about, what the frustrations are, while I'm paying attention to all of those things, I'm finding a way to convince you to follow me, to get results, for you to look this way and go, you know what, maybe that guy does have a strategy. By the way, on a side note, I read everything everyone's saying. And you know, it's the one thing I never saw? Solutions. Not one. No one even offered one up. They didn't say, here's what we need to do. And look, I get the whole solution is get rid of Ben Proto. Then what? Get rid of Ben Proto because of what? Get rid of him. It's like when people tell me, we need younger blood. Because they're younger? If their ideas are the same, how's that better? Sounds like just dumb ideas in a younger package. We're smarter than this, folks. I hope. Be smarter. When we come back, I'm going to give a couple of ideas on how we can win. A couple of ideas. And I'm going to use the strategy that's already winning. Theirs. That's how I'm going to do it. It is real simple. Stick around. More news, more views than you can shake a stick at. We'll take your phone calls as well, and you can join us in the chat room, folks. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC NewsTalk 1080.
How did you get your tripping breakers fixed so fast?
ALO Home Services. Same day electrical. I gave them a call, and they had a technician on their way. They even sent the technician's real-time location, so I knew when they would be here.
Did you say same day? That's crazy.
If you need same-day electrical, call, click, or text today and say, hello, ALO. Call for details. License number HIC 628926, P102776688, S104-13487, D104-01465, S3308699, SM3004646, E1185643.
Hi, this is Joel Johnson with Johnson Brunetti. Do not make mistakes when it comes to Social Security decisions. Get our free guide, Social Security Decisions. Call or text the word security to request your copy, 1-800-705-1232. Call or text the word security to 1-800-705-1232 to get your free guide. 1-800-705-1232.
Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Insurance products offered through JN Financial, LLC.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how retailers become constantly connecting must-visit shops. How restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with our reliable business internet. Plus, stay connected when you add Wi-Fi backup for just $35 a month. And ask about a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Wireless Connect requires business internet for additional monthly charge. Taxes and other fees extra. Prepaid card offer ends 11/16/25.
And now, a WTIC news update.
2:30, good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. We'll get to Bob Cox's forecast coming up. The FAA is poised to reduce the number of flights at 40 of the nation's airports. As the shutdown drags on, it is expected to lead to flight delays and cancellations just weeks before the Thanksgiving holiday getaway. A fire in Basra on Wednesday has left one person dead. The blaze broke out on Fitchville Road early Wednesday morning. The person was initially listed as unaccounted for. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she'll not seek re-election to her seat in Congress. The announcement Thursday brings to a close a career that saw her become the first woman to hold the Speaker's job and arguably ascend to the most powerful woman in American politics. 15-year-old who was seriously injured in a 3-vehicle crash last month on Hebron Avenue in Glastonbury has now died, that according to police. President Trump's unveiling a deal with drug makers Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk to expand coverage and reduce prices for popular obesity treatments Zepbound and Wegovy. And the city of Hartford has a slew of events lined up for the holiday season. Mayor Aruna Narampalam and others were on hand at the Wadsworth today to run down the events. They include the annual Winterfest in Bushnell Park, along with the Union Station Holiday Market and Christmas on the Rocks at Theater Works. Full list is available at hartfordfortheholidays.com. Here's Bob with the forecast.
The temperature out there this afternoon, around 50 degrees, give or take. Still a bit of a northwest breeze going. That wind will diminish tonight, and we'll have sundown at 4:39 this afternoon, followed by a clear to partly cloudy sky tonight, low in the upper 20s to around 30. Friday looks partly sunny. We'll have a south to southwest breeze picking up during the day. That could be gusting in the 30 to 40 mile an hour range by Friday afternoon. Highs will be in the 50s. Some showers developing Friday night, lows in the 40s, then becoming partly to mostly sunny and mild on Saturday, highs 60 to 65. Sunday looks to be on the cloudy side with a few showers developing, highs 55 to 60. Some early showers Monday, then partly sunny with a high near 50 degrees. I'm meteorologist Bob Cox in the WTIC Weather Center.
51 right now in Hartford. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
You have to run very fast to win the Manchester Road Race. The course record time is 21 minutes 4 seconds. It was set in 2022 by Olympian Connor Mance of Provo, Utah. Olympian Wayne Kalani of Flagstaff, Arizona, authored the women's course record of 22 minutes 55 seconds in 2021. Come join the world's fastest distance runners. Register now for the Manchester Road Race at manchesterroadrace.com. That's manchesterroadrace.com. The Manchester Road Race is a great local tradition, and WTIC News Talk 1080 is proud to be a partner. WTIC has been Connecticut's radio station for over 100 years, with local talk shows talking about the things affecting our state and nation. Mornings with Brian and Company, 5:30 till 9, and Reese on the Radio, 2 till 6. Plus local news, weather, traffic, and sports. All on WTIC News Talk 1080. Because local radio is just better.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Attention Southern New England HVAC and mechanical contractors. Eagle Rivet is your trusted roofing partner for professional roof penetrations and flashing. We ensure your customers' roofs remain watertight during installations, protecting their warranties. We also offer complimentary roof inspections to identify potential issues before any HVAC work begins. Call Eagle Rivet today at 860-953-1231 or visit us online at eaglerivet.com. That's EAGLERIVET.com. Eagle Rivet is proud to support Rebuilding Together Hartford.
You've been here before, standing in front of the mirror, tired of wondering where your weight loss journey went wrong. I'm Paige Lopez. I know the feeling, and that's why I started Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Our medication-free program helps you lose weight without expensive injections. No tiny portions, no constant hunger, just real, sustainable weight loss. Look and feel your best with personalized coaching and lifetime support. To kickstart your transformation, visit awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Life's unpredictable and full of unknowns, but your vehicle shouldn't be. No one wants to face an unexpected repair that could derail their plans and budget. That's why we're introducing CarShield, the ultimate way to future-proof your ride. We're not just about fixing problems, we're about preventing financial surprises. You can get a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan designed to save you from out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Imagine driving with complete peace of mind, knowing that if something goes wrong, you'll pay almost nothing for coverage repairs. Included in every plan is free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. This protection plan is at an all-time low, making it accessible to any driver. Don't wait for a breakdown to realize you need coverage. Invest in the future of your vehicle and your wallet today. Call CarShield now for your free quick quote. Call 800-908-8646. That's 800-908-8646. Future-proof your ride. Call CarShield now. 800-908-8646. 800-908-8646. Again, 800-908-8646.
Fan of WTIC? Then do us a favor. Download the free Odyssey app and favorite WTIC.
What's going on, all you scallywags out there? And I got a great message from Ben. Thanks, Ben. He says, beautiful monologue today, Reese. Conservative show host spent too much time preaching to the choir rather than engaging the left. I was a liberal once. Didn't really realize it, but I was. It was only through conversation and an open mind did I see things differently. Million of people like that out there. Please keep doing what you're doing. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate that. And again, this is an important thing when I say how to win. You know, I remember getting a phone call maybe about a year ago, and I was expressing to a caller who was being, I guess, adversarial or was trying to jostle me in some way, wasn't familiar with my style or how I, talk to people, like how I communicate. What I like to do is I'm usually talking to somebody who's on a different political plane than I am. I always say stay calm, and I always let them know, hey, man, of course it's okay for you to disagree with me. Come on, what are you kidding me? Please, I really want to know. I immediately, and my wife says that sort of allows people to put their defenses down. And then you don't abuse them by once they put their defenses down by attacking them, right? Because once you get them chilled, then you go, but this is blah, blah, blah. And I never do that. I always let the person who disagrees with me be comfortable enough to tell me what they really think. And not just about what they believe, but what they think I believe. And I never push back on saying, well, you don't know about it. No, I want to know. No, seriously. I really want to understand. Maybe you have the answer. And I listen to them. So I'm talking to this guy on there, and he calls up the show, and he says something along the lines of, you're not changing anybody's mind. And I go, you have no idea how many minds I've changed. You have no idea. Now, people know the obvious, right? The women in my life have become more conservative. But that's easy. If they've been around me 24/7, after a while, ideals shift. And if you have a goal as a family, usually if you're guiding them in the right way and you're becoming either more prosperous or, successful, people start to see the error in their own ways and they go, yeah, maybe I am this way. Maybe I do see things differently than I was telling everyone. That's different. But that's not my track record. My track record is not just with people who have changed their minds politically. They've also acted on those changes by trying to get into elected office on our side. And I've got legions of those who started off very liberal, who listen to me in this capacity and others, regular communications, and then call me years later and say, man, remember that time when we were talking about such and such and such? You know what? You were right. I started to experience this in my way, and now I'm running for public office. I'm running for city council. I'm running for board member. And I never say a word. I never say, see, told you so. I go, oh, man, that's fantastic. Great to hear. What's your platform? Tell me about it. Because it was always about giving what they believed credibility. Not saying it was right, but that's what they want, credibility. Now, and I will say, okay, do you want to have a discussion on this? Because I may say something that may make you uncomfortable. And if that's going to be the case, if you're going to be emotional, maybe we shouldn't have the talk, you know, if you don't want to, because it sounds like it's something you're passionate about. And I would probably only irritate you if I give you my point of view. And then they go, no, you gave me the same courtesy. No, I want to hear where you're coming from. You know, and it's not about you're right and I'm wrong. It's about having a conversation. And I do that every day. Every day I sit around, I talk to a person just like Geraldine, who listens to NPR. And when she immediately got on the defensive about, you know, what her political view, no. It isn't about that. No, seriously, your political views are just as legitimate as mine. And you listen. And if you're trying to change minds, if you're trying to figure out what these people are thinking or even why they're doing it, give them an opportunity to tell you. They already think that they're right, as most political conversations go. Usually when a person is gung-ho about what they believe, they are gung-ho and they can't wait to tell you how much they know. They can't wait to tell you how much they care. They can't wait to tell you how much better at this than you are. Give them the opportunity. Let them school you. Soak it all in. And if you are really like dyed in the wool, cement in the concrete, your feet in the concrete, kind of conservative, nothing they say will influence you anyway, but you don't ever have to let that on. You just ask. And when you do it enough times and you hear the same thing coming from this person and that person, that one, you go, now I know what motivates them. How do I counter that? How did I counter that the next time we have a conversation? How do I counter that so I can get them to see that there may be an error in that? How do I provide evidence that says, yeah, you were talking about, that transgender issue the other day. I read this article that I thought was interesting. It made me think of you. And send it over. Tell me what you think. I thought about you, and I thought about some of the stuff that you said, and this article said something related to what you were talking about. Tell me what you think. You'd be amazed what happens. But again, never fails. Not me, never fails at it. All I want them to do is think. They already think they know. That's the thing. They already think they know where they are. And if you really think about it, folks, what have you always said when you hear these people talking about this, that, and the third? You say to yourself, do they really believe that? Is that like it makes no sense? Well, clearly, if you know it does. But you can harp so much on how deranged it may be. Or you can do the thing that all of us should do in those circumstances. What would you do if you found out a kid didn't know how to do algebra and you did? What would you do? What would you do if you found a kid who couldn't spell? Even an adult who had a hard time spelling. Let's say you knew an adult who could not remember I before E except after C. What would you do? Would you yell at him? Hey, stupid! Or would you go, yeah, I make that mistake all the time. And here's what I do so that I remember it. I remember the first time I told my mother-in-law how to remember the road maps or the interstate, how to figure it out. If it ends in an odd number, it's north and south. If it's an even number, it's east to west. When I was no longer with her daughter, she was driving with her daughter, and said, yeah, that's going northbound. That woman hated me. She goes, that's going northbound. And her daughter said, how'd you know that? She goes, I learned it from Reese. That's your job. Arguing, fighting, all that other nonsense, unnecessary. You have to teach them. Convince them the errors of their way by actually seeing it. That's what I said about New York. You're not going to be able to convince those bozos that Zoran Mamdani is not the way to go. They have to experience it. So when they were so busy screaming at me online, going, you're just mad because they won't listen to you. What are you talking about? They did exactly what I told them to do. Vote for him. Sometimes, folks, you have to cede ground. Sometimes you have to give those people exactly what they want. And then when they see the error of their ways, then when they see that they're not making any money, then they see that they're actually getting taxed out the wazoo, then when you find out that jobs are leaving and then they're losing their job, after a while, people start looking around and going, what am I voting for? And that's when you come in. And you don't even have to say, see, I told you so. You just go, yeah, it's messed up. Yeah. I tried to prepare people for that, but, you get what you vote for. What's going on, Steve? How are you?
This is a fantastic topic.
Thank you.
This is what's lacking in our school system. The Socratic method. You heard what that is. That's when you ask somebody questions and you get them to answer their own questions and they have to think.
Boom.
Number one, what it does is it flatters them that you're asking their opinion.
That's right.
But it also puts them on the defensive because now they have to explain themselves.
That's right. And they come to the conclusion on their own without the embarrassment that you told them, right? That you taught them something.
Probably the best debater that ever lived, he doesn't get enough credit, was Jesus Christ. Whenever the Pharisees came up to him and outnumbered him and threw all kinds of questions, what did he do? He asked them questions that no matter which way they answered it, it made them look bad. He was probably the greatest debater that ever lived.
Yeah. It's, again, I found it. I remember what my days were like, Stephen, where I was screaming and hollering at folks and I got nowhere. I only created enemies. And I kept saying to myself, I was like, what am I doing wrong? And I realized I wasn't catering to, it's not about catering to their better angels, but in some ways it is about people's ego, especially when it's about disagreement.
Oh, yeah.
So.
But the thing is, like in ancient Greece, they had the sophists. Those were guys that would give you any argument for a price.
Right.
They could argue either side of the question, depending on what you wanted.
That's right. Exactly. So I'm so glad that you responded to this because
absolutely.
It's, again, I know that there is an ideological divide in our country. The other part is that a large degree of the divide isn't ideological. A lot of it is almost comeuppance or payback. Because I know a large group of people who voted in these elections, when they were asked in exit polling, I voted against Trump, which means they're not voting their conscience. They're voting for revenge or vengeance, whatever the case may be. Well, good. If their argument is that weak, use that.
Well, yeah, they want to be liked by their friends, so they're just following the crowd. It's kind of like when you got a schoolyard bully and 15 people gang up on somebody, and it's like really popular to hate this one person. It's the same thing.
Exactly. And you got to isolate everyone that you can who is motivated by that and motivate them the other way. Thank you, Steve. I really appreciate you, buddy. I got to go to a break.
Thank you. That's a great topic.
Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Stand by. We'll be back. More news, more views than you can shake a stick at. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Another summer over. and you may have noticed that your energy is lower. Your workouts aren't as productive. Perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time. Maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Northeast Men's Health and get treated for your low T, because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improve sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T tests and a medical consult. And if you start treatment the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956. That's 800-930-5956, or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the Northeast to serve you. Northeast Men's Health, a Promedic restorative health practice.
This is an important public service announcement for our listeners. Reese on the Radio is also a podcast. You can find us anytime on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Catch the full episode, listen by individual hour, or jump straight to the highlights. Just open up your favorite podcast app, search Reese on the Radio, and hit the follow button so you can get every minute of the show your way and on your time.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
It's Reese on the Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
Bob says, isn't payback a part of the political process? Who is a bigger proponent of that than Donald Trump? Republicans need to stop trying to sanitize that reprobate. Okay, let's try to understand exactly what this statement means. And again, and I know where this is coming from. So, Bob, hear me out here. I know that it's okay or customary today to believe that the politics that we are experiencing today started with Donald Trump, that there were times where everybody was just getting along on either side of the aisle. And, you know, I've always deemed that as a very ignorant and myopic way to look at politics. Politics was far more volatile in the 60s. Far more. Nothing compared to what you're seeing right now. And Donald Trump doesn't give anybody permission to behave in any way. If you think that people are meeting Donald Trump where he is and then saying it's because of Donald Trump that they're behaving badly, that only looks poorly on the individual. It's a kind of a silly argument. It's Donald Trump acts like that, I'm going to act like that too. But Donald Trump shouldn't be the arbiter of how you behave. He should not have that power. Somebody used to say that to me all the time. A grown man, by the way, very accomplished man, used to say, I make him feel a certain way, that he had to be volatile. And it embarrassed him when I had to say, wow, I didn't know I had that much control over you. Like, I didn't know that I can actually make you feel things, that I can make you angry. It's an enormous amount of power you're giving me. And I exploited it right to his face. I said, really, so I can make you angry? Let me do it more. Let me get you angrier. Let me get you really angry. So you start cursing and screaming and hollering. You start sweating. And then you want to fight. I love that control. Let me have more. Let me have that power. He didn't know what to do with himself. I mean, he felt like a child. And that's kind of the way I look at that statement. It's childish. I don't know how to behave because Donald Trump's a big bad man. He's a big bad meanie. That doesn't work on me. I find that embarrassing for you to admit out loud. That's just the way I look at it. Okay. You probably have never been told that, but that's okay. Marky Mark, what's going on, sir?
So I know how to read the room, and I know you don't want to hear this.
I don't, and I'm not going to. Look, I know what. Listen, Mark,
let me put it in a different way, though.
Okay.
Because you just moved up here, I'd like to use that as an analogy.
Okay.
You just moved up. You don't know anybody. You
Right.
got a house, and you got to put a roof on it, and
Right.
you look up a general contract.
Right.
And it's Ben Proto General Contracting, and he subs out. Wait a second. He subs out the work, and these people happen to be RTC chairmen, and they're candidates for whatever position, right?
Right.
They screw up the roof. It leaks. It's horrible, right?
Right.
Now, okay, a few months down the road, you want to put an addition on that same house with the bad roof. You go back to Ben Proto, the
No.
general contractor.
No.
He's going back. Well, this is now listen. Now it's time you come into a little money. Now you want to build a house. Are you going to go to Ben Proto?
No.
Well, that's what we've done here in Connecticut.
Oh, no.
He's been elected
Mark,
three
you're
times.
preaching to the...
They've gone back.
But, Mark, you're preaching to the choir here. And again, my diatribe, although you were... And I'm going to be honest. Even though you're a part of what I said in my opening comments, you're not the issue here. Like, you're not the problem. I get what you're doing.
And I understand what you're doing.
Exactly.
You're trying to figure out how do we... Well, I don't have a solution. Well, first of all... And I got to use the analogy again. You got a clean house.
Yeah, no. You are 100.
Willing to.
You are 100% right on that front. So let me. By the way, let me sort of make up what Mark and I are talking about here, and what Mark's absolute righteous criticism is. But I wouldn't do it in a way that everybody else is doing it. But the righteous criticism here is the fact that people have to be honest about the leadership of the Republican Party in Connecticut and its failures. And people who were suggesting that they're doing a good job when you had so many places flip to Democrats in this election, you are not only are you lying or being disingenuous, if it isn't those things, you're blind. And that creates a little bit of a rift. And in Mark's case, Mark is not going to stand for that. So Mark is going to call those people out. He's going to call them frauds. He's going to call them fakes and all that stuff.
Can I leave you with one thing, though?
Real
the
quick.
ironic part is Ben Proto is blaming what? Money.
Yeah, saying
money.
money.
Now, Republicans, what do they always tell us about the education system when we want to dump more money in the inner cities to educate the kids?
Yeah.
Well, you can't fix it with money.
Right.
But yet, they think they could fix their own problem with money.
Right. You know what?
Come on.
But wait a minute. Remember what I read yesterday? He got $3.2 million and only $81,000 was used of it on actual promotion of candidates.
Listen, it's big business, and Ben Proto is terrible at doing business. That's the bottom line. Thanks again, Reese.
You got it. Absolutely. Absolutely. No, and that's the part where Mark is right, is the fact that, look, we cannot keep going to the same failures. We can't go to, and it's a perfect example. If it's not working, it's not working, and people need to move on. Part of this deal is, and not, again, this isn't a personal thing. I don't know Ben. I don't know him at all. He doesn't know me. But I've got to ask one question, and I think it's an important question for anybody. Do you want to win? I know the answer is yes. Are you winning? I know the answer is no. So you've got to keep saying, it's like, well, we're going to get better wide receivers next time around? That's not a plan. What's the plan? And coming around saying, it's like, don't worry about it, we'll get them again next year. That can't go on every year, because every time you fail, somebody's got to know that at the end of the day, someone's going to take responsibility and give it to someone else who can. That's all I'm saying. All right. We'll get into some headlines when we return. It is time to go to the WTIC newsroom with John Silva. We'll talk about one of the stories he's covering in Virginia. It's Reese On The Radio.
WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. We've got partly sunny skies, temperature of 51 degrees. We'll keep it in the low 50s today. It's breezy, too. All the forecast details coming up. And the promise is to be a stressful weekend for those taking a flight, promising shortages attributed to the government shutdown. And they've prompted the FAA to cancel some flights at 40 airports. Reporter Karen Hua is in Houston.
Houston's Bush Airport all throughout the week, seeing how the traffic has ebbed and flowed. It's certainly a lot calmer right now, but because of these staffing shortages as well, some airports like Bush have had to cut the number of security screening points they have. So all of this in combination with each other could just lead to something of chaos.
Greater Hartford AAA says it realizes it's a tough time for travel disruptions due to the gridlock in D.C. In addition to regular travel now, the disruptions come as folks consider taking a trip for the holiday season. AAA travel advisor Kelly Connor with this recommendation for those who experience delays or cancellations.
If they're on site at the airport, they want to definitely check with the airline and try to rebook on another flight. If you book with a AAA travel advisor or, a travel agency, the next step might be that you contact them to find out what they can help you do with getting you rebooked.
She says planning now will be crucial for Thanksgiving and the year-end holidays. $10 million has been awarded to a former teacher in Virginia who was shot 2 years ago by a student. Abigail Werner alleged the assistant principal had failed to act on repeated warnings that a 6-year-old had brought a gun to school. On January 6, 2023, the first grader shot Werner with a 9mm pistol.
We, the jury, on the issues joined, find in favor of the plaintiff, Abigail Werner, and assess her damages at $10 million.
She was shot in the hand, the bullet passing through and into her chest. Werner had sued for $40 million, saying to this day she's afraid to leave her house. Person unaccounted for in a house fire Wednesday in the town of Basra has now been pronounced dead officially. That from state police. The home on Fitchville Road went up in flames in the early morning hours. There was one person in the home at the time, say state police. Some witnesses reported hearing explosions coming from the area of the home, which the fire of which was so intense it melted the siding from a nearby residence. With a statewide election set for next year, Democrats are trying to pinpoint what worked for them on Election Day and what might work again. Mayor-elect Rich Smith beat the Republican incumbent in the city of Milford and says it's a lesson in retail politics. Says he knocked on 5,000 doors and held dozens of community conversations.
I got a chance to meet so many people on their front porches and talk to them about the issues that worry them, that things that keep them awake at night, and their vision for Milford. So I think that made a difference.
And Smith says he kept his campaign focused on Milford and kitchen table issues. Weight loss drug prices could go down following a deal at the White House. Linda Kenyon reports.
The deal with drug makers Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk will provide medications like Zepbound and Wegovy at significantly reduced prices.
This will slash the cost of Wegovy from $1,350 a month to ultimately $250 a month,
while lowering Medicare copays to as low as $50. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
WTIC News time is 3:04. Checking traffic. The midday road work should be coming to a halt if it hasn't already in most areas. We're left with delays on 84 eastbound between exits 44 now and 56. Also on the westbound side of 84 out of East Hartford from 54 to 46. Do have a crash down in West Haven. 95 northbound in the West Haven Orange area. Looks like a 3-vehicle crash northbound 95 between exits 41 and 42. That takes out the left lane. Here's the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
Rather breezy for the rest of this afternoon with clouds and even a few breaks of sunshine, the high 52. And partly cloudy and cold out there tonight. We'll be heading down to a low of 29. For tomorrow, more clouds and sunshine, becoming breezy in the afternoon, high 54. Then the clouds stick around tomorrow night. There will be a couple of showers around as well, low 48. Then we turn out warmer as we head into Saturday, but clouds clearing out for some sunshine. The high Saturday, 64. And we do have a storm moving in for the end of the week, and Sunday turns out cooler with periods of rain and drizzle beginning in the late morning and continuing through Sunday night. With a high Sunday 56, then still some rain around to start the day on Monday. Otherwise, mostly cloudy and breezy, high Monday 56. And as we head into Tuesday, turning out cloudy and noticeably cooler, breezy in the afternoon with a high Tuesday of only 44. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
Wall Street, the Dow down 271 points. The NASDAQ is down 303, and the S&P is off 47 points. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
I'm elder law attorney Haley Allaire. Our greatest reward is happy clients telling us that they're very thankful for our help.
Hi, I'm Mark, and my family's from Bristol. Allaire Elder Law met my #1 goal when I decided to work with them, to make sure my parents and their assets were protected legally so they can enjoy the rest of their time together and not worry about becoming one of the Title 19 horror stories. And our family cannot thank them enough.
Find out more at AllaireElderLaw.com. That's ALLAIRE.
At Ayala Home Services, we handle hundreds of well water problems a year. We believe hearing your options to get water flowing in your house shouldn't cost a thing. That's why we offer free estimates for wells with no water. Plus, get your water back as soon as the same day. Contact the trusted well professionals at ALO Home Services when you call, click, or text today and say hello, ALO. Call for details. Licensed for safety. HIC 628926, P102776888, S1041347, D104014665, S3308699, SN3004646, E1185643.
You could think you found your dream home online. The kitchen island looks perfect for your inner chef. The backyard, a paradise for your green thumb. And that extra room, hello walk-in closet. But here's the twist. The lot next door just got rezoned for years of construction. And this sound, yeah, you're going to be hearing a lot of that. Don't let your dream home turn into a nightmare. Work with the expertise and ethical training of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Reese on the radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC, News Talk 1080.
Let's get into some headlines. The Bristol Board of Education unanimously voted to add armed security personnel to the district staff. It's the first district in the state where employees are authorized to carry firearms. The district said it would use its current director of security, Steve Cabellas, as the first armed guard. With the policy change, the district said it is the option to expand the program in the future. It said that the goal is to add another layer of protection when it comes to keeping students and staff safe. The district already has school resource officers who are armed, but those positions fall under police departments. Police Chief Mark Morello said that his officers will work with the guards to improve school safety and will also mark the first time the elementary schools will have armed security. Bristol Police Department will continue to collaborate and extend any and all support to the board that the board deem necessary to make this a successful program. State law requires that anyone hired for the position must be a retired law enforcement officer. Cabellas is a former state trooper. Supplemental armed staff, along with the police department, will be not only in schools, but our extracurricular sporting events as well. We did it. Well, they did it. But I'm glad that they did. You guys have talked about this. Bristol will be the first. Hopefully they will not be the last. So congratulations to them and the kids. This will give the kids there an opportunity to meet former law enforcement, to know that they're being safe. This is it's a great community outreach. People don't realize that, but it will. And I know it's not like these officers or former officers don't know that. They know what it's going to be like and how great that's going to be. Now, on to another story I talked about earlier. The number of active Republican voters in Connecticut has increased almost 6%. That's more than 26,000 voters over the course of 4 years, a trend that is especially prevalent in some of the state's biggest cities. Hartford and New Haven saw large increases in Republican voter registration, each with over 1,000 more Republican voters in 2025 than in 2021. This gain nearly doubled the number of registered Republicans in both cities, but the party still sits strongly in a minority statewide in nearly 3 out of 303,000 voters. Again, that is a net positive, because what you guys have said is that we are losing them. People are leaving. I just heard that yesterday, that there are so many Republicans who are leaving, but we're still gaining some. And if they're in Hartford and they're in New Haven, think about how liberal those places are. That means whatever's happening there is obviously changing hearts and minds. They are fed up and they are leaving the party. So it's something to consider. Build on it. Build on it. Not that we can locate these people, but by the way, if you're out there and you're listening to WTIC, Reese on the Radio in particular, reach out to me. I'd like to talk to you. I'd like to find out what made you switch. It'd be nice to know. Justice Clarence Thomas can be thankful that Yale University has finally acknowledged that he is a Supreme Court justice. He has finally had his portrait at his alumni reading room in the Sterling Library, according to Yale Daily News. A College Fix reporter confirmed the location in late October. A group that promotes free speech and conservative values, Yale thanked the unknown employee who finally hung the painting of the 1974 law school graduate after years of delay. Quote, "It is refreshing to see Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas's portrait finally take its place alongside other prominent Yale alumni after 6 years of neglect." So we are glad to hear that. Now it's time for the stupidest thing I read today.
Yes, you do. Stupid as can be. This could very well be the stupidest person on the face of the earth.
Have you ever heard the term tree rat, Roland? Do you know what that is? Have you ever heard that before? That's get out of here. He knows it's a squirrel. You must hunt. Do you hunt? Okay, so tree rat, I only learned that terminology when I was in I was in a foster home in Staten Island, and someone had made a stew of a bunch of animals he trapped. And I had bear meat. I had, of course, venison, which is deer, for those of you who don't know. And he said, tree rat. And I went, what the hell is tree rat? And he says, that's a squirrel.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why I use the term tree rat is because you might remember last week we did a story about the rat problem in Hartford, Connecticut.
And you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
Ever since we did that story, I've been seeing I'm scrolling, I'm seeing rat infested this and rat infested that. I'm like, get these rats off my phone, please. The algorithm is crazy.
So isn't that wild, right? So just talking about it now, you're seeing rats everywhere. So yeah, and I'm seeing it as well. Well, the reason why I use the term tree rats is because we saw the growing number of people, a growing number of rats in major cities, and Hartford shot up 8 spots to number 5 of all the major cities being the rattiest. But this story is crazy, and I only call it crazy because our college students, poor souls. This past Monday, a school-wide email was sent out announcing to students and faculty that certain campus squirrels would be removed from the premises of Trinity College. They said that many squirrels near Trinity are harassing students. Yeah, that's right. They say, quote, "We want to keep Trinity safe. And if relocating squirrels is how we do it, so be it. The message urged everyone who had a negative experience with one of these mammals to contact facilities immediately. Well, because of this news, it sparked outrage with many of the Trinity students who took to a website called Yik Yak, which is an anonymous posting forum for colleges. And the kids are, if you could believe it, expressing anger. Why are they expressing anger?
Because they want to save the tree rats.
That's correct.
I knew it.
These sweet animals did nothing wrong except existing in spaces overtaken by humans. To, quote, relocate them would be an act of cruelty. Many agreed with this statement, with one commenting, how can Don Lugo allow this? Is this really his vision for Trinity? Supporters of these remarks took commenting to hashtag hands off our squirrels on the Trinity College Instagram page. Oh, my goodness.
Hands off our squirrels.
The squirrels are harassing students. I don't know if they're being attacked by squirrels. I would hate to be attacked by them. The ones in New York, they'll go for your jugular if you let them.
Well, I can tell you this: if they all got together and wanted to attack us, we would be in a heap of trouble.
A whole
For
heap
real.
of trouble. But apparently, I want to know why they're particularly aggressive at Trinity, because Trinity doesn't seem like a place where, unless somebody is feeding them.
Oh yeah, that could be true.
Because that could be the reason
Yep,
why.
Absolutely. They had a case a while ago, many years ago out here, of a boy feeding a squirrel, and he was backing up because he wanted to try to get the squirrel as close to the house as he could.
Oh.
And the squirrel thought he was taking the food from him and sliced his face. He had to get like 25 or 30 stitches from the top of his head all the way like through his nose, through his lip to his chin. Sliced them up real good.
Wow.
Yeah. So that lets you know how sharp their claws really are.
Yeah, but look,
They're animals at the end of the day. It's not like you could talk English to them and be like, I'm not taking your food. I just want you to come a little closer. And they say, oh, okay, cool. Back up a little bit. I'll be right there.
So wait a minute. So you're telling me the boy was trying to get the squirrel to come with him to the house?
Yeah, he was in the yard. And he's backing up, trying to come more and closer to the porch so he could, I guess, sit down and feed the squirrel or whatnot. And the squirrel thought it was trying to take the food away. Take the food away.
And he attacked. Yeah. I want to know, first of all, if anybody knows about these squirrels that are attacking folks over at Trinity, if you've got a kid that goes to the school and they've been, I got to hear from you.
Is there a movie, Attack of the Squirrels? I don't know.
There should be now. I'm telling you, I don't trust those things. And the thing, I'll tell you this, the thing I don't understand them, and this is how I know they're dangerous. Just coming into work today, 2 squirrels jumped right in front of the wheels of my car, like at least 2 feet from me, waiting until I got closer to them. I saw them sitting on the side of the road. As I come closer to them, they wait until the last minute and then dart across.
Yeah,
like
it's probably a game for them.
Yes, and I'm going, and now, of course, you say to yourself, I don't want to hit the squirrel, because if you're squeamish about that thing, you don't want to.
Yeah, you don't want to hear that crunch.
And you don't want to kill a woodland creature, especially if you have one of those conscience that, will stick with you for a while. So here's the worst thing. So, when I left, after I was doing all my setup, I said, let me go out and grab something to eat. Well, I come out of the entryway of the radio station, and what do I see sitting on the road? Right at the same spot where I almost missed him? A dead squirrel.
Yeah, somebody got him.
Somebody did get him. And I'm like, these things, first of all, them having a death wish is exactly my point. And if they're attacking people at Trinity College, there's a reason for that. These things are vicious. They always have been. I don't think it's indicative of just Trinity, but I want to ask, I got to ask, what are the kids doing that are making these squirrels so aggressive? And if it's true, from what you're saying about this young man who was carved up by one of these woodland creatures,
man,
it's quite possible that that's the Trinity problem. But they're at least being nice enough to relocate them.
We have a neighborhood cat. It's owned by somebody in our complex.
Oh, really?
But it's a hunter cat.
Ooh.
So it hunts like it hunts like little rabbits.
Yeah, anything that looks
chipmunks,
like right.
Rats, whatever, mice, whatever. And it recently left what looks like a liver on my porch.
Holy moly!
Yeah, of an animal. And then left half a body somewhere down the road
as a gift.
So like my next door neighbor, she knows the owner, so she called her and said, "You have to come get this stuff up because it looks disgusting." And we were like, "Well, why you let your cat hunt?" She was like, "Well, he's a hunter cat." And I took his collar because it doesn't have a collar off. I took his collar off so the prey won't know he's coming. I said, "Oh my!"
Wow.
I said, "Now that's strange."
Yeah, that's wild.
strange.
Let's go to Ken in Meriden. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, Reese. How you doing?
I'm all right. What you got?
Hey, I got a squirrel story for you.
Go for it.
Back some years ago when I started dating my son's mom, before we moved in together, she was in an apartment that had a fireplace.
Okay.
That wasn't used, but nonetheless, for whatever reason...
It was active. It was an active one she never used.
Right. And the flue was left open when she moved in. So it wasn't like she did it. And a squirrel got into the apartment. So she called me. And I grabbed a pair of leather insulated work gloves, jumped in the car, drove over, got there, and I'm like, okay, where is it? It was in the fireplace still, but there was, I don't know, there was some kind of junk in the bottom of it, so it was like hiding.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's in there? She's like, yeah. So I was all right. So I start digging in there. I grab it around the neck. And it literally latched on to my thumb. And I'll tell you, if I didn't have these insulated work gloves on, it probably would have went through the glove and broke skin.
Wow.
Needless to say, I walked it to the back door, opened up the back door, and I just threw it out the door because it was latched onto me.
Did you just throw the glove too?
Squirrel and glove came off my hand, and it hit a tree that was not far outside the door.
Yeah.
And I just slammed the door shut because I didn't want it to get up and try to come back in. I waited a bit, went out, and there was just the glove there.
Were you concerned that the squirrel was going to be waiting for you to come outside?
Yeah, I wasn't happy about having to go out there. I'll tell you. This thing, you remember what the hell was the movie? I can't remember it, but it was kind of like the cat from Christmas Vacation in the tree.
Yeah.
The squirrel was kind of like that.
That squirrel, yeah, isn't there? Yeah, there is a squirrel that comes out that darts out at him when he brings the tree home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was the cat too.
Those things, again, like woodland creatures, I'm telling you, even the rabbits scare me. I'm like, I don't care what they are. They're outside.
Hey, if you want to have fun with rabbits, because, for whatever reason, go to YouTube.
Okay.
And look up the sound of a red-tailed hawk.
Ooh, okay.
And then play that out loud. You want to see rabbits run for cover, that'll do it.
Oh, so they recognize the sound because they know that they know it's coming in.
Yep, the red-tailed hawk. And then, if you want to have even more fun, do an injured rabbit sound if you know there's a red-tailed hawk in the area, and it'll fly around looking.
Holy moly. Those things scare me. Every one of those things scare me. I'll tell you, I don't like anything woodland. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, kid. I appreciate you, sir.
Not a problem, Reese. I'll catch you later, buddy.
You got it. Let's go to Jamie real quick. How are you, Jamie? Nope, we lost him. Rudy, what's up, sir?
Hey, funny topic. So we have a family of squirrels on our patio at work.
Oh, wow.
And the owner's husband hand feeds them. They take nuts out of your hand.
Yeah, I know this woman in New
insane.
York who does that. This woman at Washington Square Park, she's infamous for it. They're like all over her body.
So they're crazy because in Philly at University of Pennsylvania, they have the same problem as Trinity. You'll be eating your sandwich, and all of a sudden it'll jump on your lap, grab the half a sandwich that's not in your hands, and take off. And it's funny. They're not afraid of you.
Yes, but they used to be.
I had a Parson Jack Russell. And he weighed 20 pounds. And I'd be in my garden, which was fenced in, and a squirrel would hop up on that fence with me standing there like he's going to pick Brussels sprouts or something. And I had a whistle that my dog, not a whistle physical, but I had a whistle that my dog knew my sound. He'd come out that screen door, jump off my deck, and that squirrel would see him, and they'd all leave. They're afraid of a 20-pound dog who would shred him. He'd shred him, but not afraid of me.
Yeah,
And
not afraid
one
of a
day-
human being.
You should have seen it one day. I'm in Old Saybrook.
Yeah.
And I'm coming up. There's a private community of like $1 million houses off of Essex Road, right near 95, the bridge. And a squirrel got its tail run over. And it got mushed so hard, it got trapped.
Whoa.
And we were in traffic. We were trying to get on Essex Road. There was 8 cars in each direction. You're crawling by. I'm like, someone run it over. So it gets put
it out of its misery.
It started chewing off its tail. That's how crazy that. In the middle of the road at rush hour traffic, I'm leaving my friend's house to go back up Route 9 to Middlefield, and this squirrel is trying to chew
You know
its
what?
tail off to
See,
get right.
this is, you know what? This may be the kinds of squirrels that Trinity's talking about. These may be some. I gotta find, because I've never known squirrels to be so aggressive that you have to relocate them and not touch them.
It's because it's obviously they've fed them too much.
Yeah,
and that's
I think
what
so,
happened
too.
At University of Pennsylvania, they stopped being afraid of you. And I mean, the squirrel I'm talking about at work.
Yeah.
I've seen the adult one, not the babies. The adult one jump. A lady sitting outside on a high top table with 2 chairs by herself. The freaking squirrel jumped in the chair across from her and put his paws up on the table like, feed me. I'm like, you're out of your mind. I'm like, please don't. They want me to feed them, and I'm like, I can't. I'm running food to tables. They see me with like a burger and French fries, they're gonna come like fall up my leg.
Now you're telling me now I can't eat outside. Let me go to a break. Thanks, Rudy. I appreciate you.
No, get a Jack Russell.
Maybe you're right. Yeah. Thank you, man. Jamie, stay on the line. I'm going to get back to you in the next break. Yeah, I'm scared of them. I got to find out if somebody knows something about this Trinity School deal. Let me know. We'll be back. More news, more views. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 10.
Life unfolds in ways you can never quite expect. A divorce, a death in the family, a personal injury. Each time you are left searching for someone new to trust. But what if you had a full-service law firm that knows you and a firm that can represent all your legal needs? With BPS Lawyers, you get more than a lawyer. You get a full-service law firm. Visit bpslawyers.com. BPS Lawyers, your lawyers for life. Proud full-service law partner of Yukon Athletics. Nick Payne-Dearis is responsible for the content of this ad.
Hi, I'm Nancy Cartwright. You may know me better as the voice of Bart Simpson. On Simpsons Declassified, we're diving into the mysteries that keep the Simpsons forever young. Have you ever wondered how the Simpsons regularly predicts future events? Who better to ask than the show's creators, performers, and writers, the celebrity guests? Be sure to follow and listen to Simpsons Declassified wherever you get your podcasts.
Ready for a smarter way to heat your home and save on energy costs? Go with Petro. Upgrade to a new energy-efficient heating system with the latest technology to help you save now and for years to come. With easy financing, $0 down, and low monthly payments, better comfort and savings are all within reach. And trust your local HVAC pros at Petro for expert installation and best-in-class service. Don't miss this deal for a new heating system. Go to petro.com now or call 1-888-PETRO-02 today. That's 1-888-PETRO-02.
Your portfolio portfolio might be growing, but is it paying you income? Growth is not the same thing as income. At Retirement Income Source Grant and Financial Group, we build custom portfolios that generate income. Stop selling assets to pay for your retirement. Call now for your free income consultation at 855-930-6293.
Investment advisory services offered by Sound Income Strategies, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisory firm. The Retirement Income Source and Sound Income Strategies are associated entities. Retirement Income Source with David Scranton is a paid program.
And now, a WTIC news update.
49 degrees at 3:30. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. The WTIC Weather Center forecast is coming up. President Trump's unveiled a deal with drug makers Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk to expand coverage and reduce prices for popular obesity treatment Zepbound and Wegovy. The drugs are part of a new generation of obesity medications that have soared in popularity in recent years. The Farmington Public School community is mourning the loss of one of its own. A 10th grader from Farmington High died on Wednesday, according to officials. The principal and the interim superintendent sent a letter to families. Grief counselors are on hand for students and staffers who need counseling. Early morning fire in Basra has now claimed one life. State police say the home went up on Fitchville Road in the wee hours Wednesday morning. The decedent, believed to have been the only person in that home at the time, was originally listed as missing. Airports in New York, L.A., and Chicago among 40 of the busiest across the U.S., where flights will be cut due to the government shutdown. The FAA says it will begin reducing air traffic on Friday in order to maintain safety. In Bristol, the city's Board of Ed has approved a measure allowing the district's Director of Safety and Security to carry a gun. That person is a former state police trooper. The measure was approved at a meeting earlier this week. And police in a Dallas suburb say 24-year-old Cowboys defensive end Marshawn Neeland was found dead from an apparent suicide after evading authorities in his vehicle and fleeing the scene of an accident on foot. Police say Neeland didn't stop for state troopers over the traffic violation Wednesday night. He was found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound early this morning. WTIC News Time at 3:32. Here's the forecast.
Breezy for the rest this afternoon with clouds and breaks of sunshine. We'll be heading up to a high of 52 degrees. Then a few clouds around tonight. It'll be cold out there, the low 29. And more clouds and sunshine tomorrow, turning breezy in the afternoon, high 54. For tomorrow night, cloudy with a couple of showers around low 48. Then it turns warmer on Saturday with clouds breaking for some sunshine. The high Saturday, 64. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
On Wall Street, half hour before the close, the Dow's down 258 points. The Nasdaq's off 357, and the S&P is down 55. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Swapping out your tires? There's nothing like it. With eBay, you find the feel you're looking for, from smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain. Get all the tires you need at the prices you'll love. eBay. Things people love.
You've tried it all. Bad diets, tiny portions, expensive injections. At Awaken 180, our medication-free program teaches you how to eat for your body. Plenty of food, sustainable results, and lifetime support. Visit awaken180weightloss.com today.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how retailers become constantly connecting must-visit shops. How restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with our reliable business internet. Plus, stay connected when you add Wi-Fi backup for just $35 a month. And ask about a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Wireless Connect requires business internet for additional monthly charge. Taxes and other fees extra. Prepaid card offer ends 11/16/25.
When it comes to affordable term life insurance, everyone's whistling the Big Lou tune. If you're over 50, maybe a bit porky, or have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost about $200 a month. Even if you're not in perfect health, call Big Lou, because he specializes in finding big chunks of affordable term life insurance for just about everyone. Don't let diabetes or other health glitches keep you from owning $500,000 to $1 million or more of term life insurance. For affordable term life insurance, call Big Lou. Don't hesitate. Call 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or visit biglou.com.
Call Big Lou, don't hesitate. 800-700-6898. Call Big Lou, don't hesitate. 800-700-6898. Visit biglou.com.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/life.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax, or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9257. 800-505-9257. 800-505-9257.
Whoa, hold up. Let's not put all 100 candles on the cake. Slow your roll. That's a fire hazard. And there's expensive radio equipment in here. And I'm not quite sure what I'm wearing is fireproof.
Protect the equipment, just the equipment. It's Reese on the Radio. We are back on WTIC News Talk 1080. And thank you guys. Everybody's in the chat room. I have to tell you, I'm like on fire right now because I kind of feel like the show's got a momentum going. So don't ruin it. I just love the fact that people are reacting to the squirrel story. The chat room has gone nuts on the squirrels. And I guess this is something you all can relate to. So I appreciate it. I try to stay away from them. I don't speak to anything that doesn't speak English. I'm sorry. I know it sounds prejudiced, but I don't care. Let's get to the phones. Jamie in Middlefield is on the line. Thanks for holding, Jamie.
You're welcome, Reese. Hey, I never thought I'd be calling to talk about a squirrel. But first, well, actually, 3 quick stories I will do, but I do want to welcome you to Connecticut. I hadn't known all that time you were doing it remotely.
Wow.
But it's the land of steady habits, and you know what? That's a good thing because I listen every day when I'm driving home, and I'm going to do it tomorrow and Monday and Tuesday. So, that's actually a good thing for your audience.
Thank you, sir.
We're very habitual like that. But anyway, story 1, squirrels. Here we are in Middlefield. I've seen little pockets in town where there are black squirrels. Yeah. You do not see black squirrels normally. It's a Canadian thing. So somehow they're coming down. It's really cool. I get really mad if I almost hit one. I'm like, no, I want them to survive. It's really cool.
Right.
Number 2, back in the day when I was a kid, I might be a few years older than you. I was born in 1966. But
okay. It
was time and place. We walked around the neighborhood with BB guns. And we had a lady up the road, Mrs. Peddle. She would be like, I will give you $1 paper money. We didn't have paper money back then. I will give you $1 for every squirrel you get me, meaning with our BB guns. She would make what's called squirrel pie. And what is squirrel pie? Well, she would take the legs and the thighs and the front legs and the rear legs and the middle section, no guts, and it would be cooked in like a stew with potatoes and carrots, and she'd put like Bisquick on top, like a dumpling mix. I wouldn't eat it, but you know what? She did it, and she actually craved it. It was not like this, roadkill thing, but it was interesting. Can you imagine if that was going on today? Kids.
You were like the local butcher.
And lastly, I have squirrels in my yard right now. Just got home looking around. They're all over the place. And I don't have a problem. And the reason is they are self-reliant.
Right.
They take care of themselves. They feed themselves. They house themselves. And it just shows you when too much human interaction gets into play. Whether you're a squirrel or a human being, things tend to go south. It diminishes the spirit of any being if you do too much for them. So
that's what. And so you're of having, in a small capacity, having studied them and been around them. Do you believe, as many others have said, even Rudy, that the new aggressive squirrel is due in part to feeding them and sort of acclimating them to sort of human relations?
Well, it's not a science-based hypothesis, but it is my recollection that would be the case. I think maybe in some of these urban places they can't find as much food as well.
Right.
It's kind of like there's not as many trees and everything else. But yeah, it's interesting. Why the heck am I calling you over a squirrel?
Because
what is going on?
I'm telling you, I don't know when it happens. I say it all the time. Tattoos earlier this week, for some odd reason, when talking about Hooters, just set the thing ablaze, and now the squirrels are doing it.
We got a little food show in there too, because that used to be a Friday thing years ago. But that's all good. But awesome. Thank you, Reese, for everything you do. Appreciate it. Have a great one.
You got it. You too. And again, like I said, I don't know what the phenomenon is about this. The thing I got to say to the Trinity College folks, okay? No one is saying, no one's bringing in an exterminator. They're just relocating them someplace else. And it's not like you're not going to get other squirrels who are not going to bite you or attack you. Maybe you need some less domesticated squirrels who don't have an attitude. And I'll put any amount of money on it because I know it's happening. And I'm going to get calls from women, fine. But I'll put any amount of money on it. At Trinity, it's the girls who are feeding them. Who wants to make a bet with me that the guys don't feed? They don't feed them. They don't feed squirrels. It's the girls. They'll be out there sitting, having a picnic with their friends, eating bread, wine, or whatever it is that the girls are eating now. I don't know, tofu, whatever. And they'll be there on the blanket, sitting cross-legged, talking about whatever, philosophy. And they'll see a little woodland creature hop along. Ba-doo-ba-doo, ba-doo-ba-doo. And then they look at them and they go, oh, look how cute, suckers. And then they'll reach out their hand because they think the squirrel is maybe the squirrel that had a bit part in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs or whatever Disney movie they've seen in the last 10 years. And they think they're going to have this unique and miraculous bond with them. And they reach their hands out, and that little furry woodland creature turns into the most evil animal you can imagine. Sucker. And then they're attacked, And instead of doing what normal people would do when attacked by a woodland creature, demand action. Get these things off there. No, you become sensitive. It wasn't his fault. It was me. I invaded his space. It was us humans who have taken over their natural habitat with the buildings and the cars and the technology. That's why. I know it. I know it. There's no way there are guys on this petition on Yik Yak. By the way, if you're a guy and you're on Yik Yak, you're dead to me. You're just dead to me. Just, you can't. I don't know. I feel horrible. I feel horrible that people are trying to protect rabid squirrels that are attacking people at the college. I'm sorry. Maybe we just have to investigate. Maybe we just have to investigate. I want to talk to some Trinity College kids. If you've been attacked by a squirrel, maybe you should call the show. Let me know what the attack was like. That's all. I'm just trying to figure this stuff out. Let's go. Ralphie boy. How you doing, sir?
Good afternoon. The squirrels are here in large numbers.
Yeah.
And I have a bird feeder out there with sunflower seeds, which they love.
Okay.
And we have a lot of oak trees in the yard, and the acorns are starting to fall. They don't eat the acorns. You know why?
Why?
Because I got the sunflower seeds out there for them.
Oh. So are the sunflower seeds something they attract to more than the acorns now? Like you have now changed their diet because of this?
1,000 times more.
Wow.
And if I took the sunflower seeds away, guess what they would eat?
I'm assuming the acorns.
The acorns, exactly,
yeah.
which the good Lord provided
right.
for them.
Right. But look, is it a good thing, Ralph, for you to change their diet in that way? Aren't you kind of playing God here?
Yeah, absolutely. Is it a good thing? Well, you like to,
hell,
like most people, I'll feed the squirrels. Well, they've been feeding themselves for millions of years without my help.
Hey, you know what? Look, I applaud you for admitting that you're playing God here. Hello. By the way, Wendy in the chat room has a great idea. She says, send the squirrels to New York. Well, you're right, because after the first year of Mom Donnie, people are going to need something to eat.
Reese, the main reason I called, I've talked about this before, and to me, it's extremely important.
Yeah.
All these Democrats, you got 7 cuckoo clocks in Connecticut, and as far as they're talking about the $1.5 billion they want to spend, ask every one of them, what taxes do you want to increase to pay for that, or what new taxes do you want to put on to pay for all these programs you want to put in?
100.
Where's the money coming from?
100% right. They're hoping, to be honest with you, Ralph, they're hoping after the Mamdani election, all of those folks who are going to move up north to Greenwich, Darien, and other places, that'll be the revenue that they'll be talking about.
And my second question to every one of those clowns, and that's what they are. I'm sorry, they're very dishonest people, most politicians, and I'm talking about both parties, Reese. Can you just imagine if they were around and end up being responsible for all the mess they created? But no, when all these chickens come home, they're gone. They got their big pensions and their money, and they hit the road. But the second question I would like to ask those clowns is, how many illegals do you think we should let in this country? 20 million, 50 million, 75, 100 million? How many do you think we should allow in?
I don't think they're going to have to worry about that soon. In fact, I've got a story coming up about that next week that is going to kind of pop a little hole in their balloon on immigration in the state. But I'll talk about that next week. Thank you, Ralph. Let me get to one more here. Richie is calling from Bloomfield. How are you, sir?
What's going on, Reese?
What's up?
Okay, the squirrel problem could be easily taken care of by a couple of falconeers.
I couldn't agree more.
The falcons will be licking their chops, and there won't be a squirrel in that county.
But see, the thing is that the Trinity thinks that they're going to relocate squirrels. Is that ridiculous? I mean, I'm thinking about that in my head. I'm going, you can't. The D.C. said they were going to relocate rats. I'm like, can you do that?
No, you can't relocate. Depending on how far you bring them away. They'll come back.
Yes.
I mean, if they're going to throw them in the woods and they're used to people feeding them, they'll just die. So let the falcons have fun.
Oh. How many falcons do you think?
A couple.
Just a couple? Well, if it's only a couple.
A couple falconeers with some trained falcons, they will do some serious damage to a squirrel population.
Yeah. I don't know. It would only drive the kids at Trinity crazy because they're upset about the relocation plan. So if the falcons come in, they'd probably be really upset.
Well, that's the falcon's natural. Because in my yard, I get squirrels all the time, and at least once a week, a red-tail comes and swipes a squirrel off my front yard all the time.
Does this then
it's like a feeding ground for the hawk?
Does this then keep other squirrels away because of it? Like it works as a deterrent?
I think so.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Some guy said earlier, you play the sound of a red tail. Yeah, that works for a little while until they smarten up.
Yeah, exactly. Every animal has a degree of intelligence that they gain after a while.
Exactly, but when they see their buddy just get snatched up by a falcon, that makes a whole lot of difference.
Yeah, sometimes they're just like us, they say. Thank you, boss.
Trust me. You got it, brother.
All right, man. Have a good one. We'll take a break. We'll come back. I'm loving the fact that you're loving this story. I thought it was crazy. We'll get to that. We got plenty of news and plenty of views. I got to get into Nancy Pelosi, not literally, but we got to talk about her. And, of course, at 4 o'clock, we got Negro Nonsense. So stand by. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC NewsTalk 1080.
The Manchester Road Race is back for the 89th running on Thanksgiving morning. This world-class event that attracts Olympians and families alike is one of the greatest sports traditions in Connecticut. You can register now at manchesterroadrace.com. And please keep in mind that net proceeds from this year's race will go to Connecticut Food Share and the Manchester Area Conference of Churches Charities to provide food to those in need. So if you don't register, the charities lose. Please register today at manchesterroadrace.com.
Hey, how'd you get your water heater fixed so fast?
Ayala Home Services, same-day plumbing. I gave them a call and they had a plumber on their way. They even sent the plumber's real-time location so I knew when they would be here.
Did you say same day? That's crazy.
If you need same-day plumbing, call, click, or text today and say, hello, ALO. Call for details. Licensed for safety. HIC 628926. P10277688. S10413487. D10401465. S3308699. SM3004646. E1185643.
Newsmax, you like Newsmax. I like it too. Newsmax has been terrific.
President Trump is right. Millions like you are tuning into Newsmax. You're watching Newsmax on cable. You're going to our streaming channel, Newsmax 2, and you're downloading our free Newsmax app on your smartphones and TVs. Reuters Institute says we're now one of the top news brands in the nation. Every night, watch great shows with Rob Schmidt, Carl Higbie, Rob Finnerty, and more as they expose the big media lies, the Washington swamp, and they're never afraid to talk about faith, freedom, and the values that made us great. Find out why Newsmax is the fastest-growing news channel in America. Make the switch today and join our news revolution. Get Newsmax on cable, on streaming, and download the free app today. It takes just seconds to start. Let President Trump know you stand with Newsmax. It's for real news, for real people. Make the switch today.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
I meant to show some love to the People's Lobby on X. He keeps saying, you never show me any love. Showing you love now, People's Lobby. Thank you so much for checking out the show. Let me go to John in Weathersfield real quick. How you, John?
Hey, Reese, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah, so I just walked in on this conversation. Where are they planning? Just your last segment is when I walked in on it.
Yeah.
Where are they planning on relocating these squirrels?
That I do not know. The focus of the article was about relocating them and the students of Trinity being upset about their being removed at all. They were just trying to focus on the fact that these squirrels had become uncommonly aggressive on the students there.
Okay, but wherever they relocate them, aren't they going to be aggressive over there?
I would imagine so. And I'm almost certain of the plan because, again, I've seen this happen before with the rat problem in D.C., where what they wish to do is to put them out into like a field area where they're going to eventually die because they have no way of eating, right? There's no way to eat.
Well, I have a better idea.
Okay.
Just drop them in the middle of the ocean.
Oh, no. That's just cruel. Now, come on. Now, if they were to suggest that, do you understand what those kids at Trinity would do if that were the case? They're already upset about relocation. I don't know what they want. I don't know what these kids
are. They gotta grow up. They gotta meet the real world. They'll learn.
They will. I think, look, I do believe this. What's going to happen is there's going to be an aggressive attack on someone, and these kids will finally give up on the whole idea of keeping the squirrels around. But I'm going to find out. Like I said, this story is too great to let go of because I think I'm going to have to find out what's the relocation plan because that may be even more interesting than the story itself. Because I want to find out. One, I want to know who's the squirrel wrangler. Who's that guy?
Yeah, I never understood that part. I mean, if you can, whatever. All right.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you. He's like a Steve Irwin type. Crikey. There's a lot of very aggressive squirrels around Trinity College. And we've got to go out there and wrangle them. Get them somewhere where they can't hurt a soul. Crikey, look at that one. Look at the teeth on that one. That one, or there. That could cut into a bloody finger there. That's probably the case. What's up, Fulton?
What's up, buddy? I tell you what, I can figure out why you came to Connecticut. We got the rats in Hartford, we got sheep in Crown, we got aggressive squirrels. For $80,000 a year, if I sent my kid to Trinity, I'd be happy that there's tons of rats, tons of squirrels biting kids.
But I don't even know if they're biting them.
And they should take the Bad Bunny class at Yale, which sounds like a good class. That that's going to pay dividends in your job.
100% right in all of that. That's right.
Connecticut is going the 100% right direction, I think.
What I'm trying to understand is, I thought it was crazy that they were doing the Bad Bunny class, but I think they're running out of education in the state.
Yeah, they're coming up. They're forgetting ideas. Let's do reading and writing.
Yeah,
that would be a good idea.
We get back to the basics, exactly.
Like Yale, I think if a lawyer went to Yale, I'd rather a real class, not Bad Bunny. I learned something about Bad Bunny. Okay, great.
100% right. Thanks, buddy. I
heard there's a lot of outrage though from Larson and stuff because they're only relocating the black ones. The immigrant squirrels, it's a big thing here. So if ICE is going in there, I don't know.
Thank you, man. He's 100%. They're only getting rid of the black ones, and Larson's upset. Let's get our first check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher's in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, everyone. If you are traveling on the southbound side of I-91 right now, look for slow traffic as you move down from exit 34 down to between 33 and 32. We have an accident there sitting in the right lane, so just use caution there. After that, a little tight down by exit 28, and again, 23 down to 22 in the Route 9 interchange. If you're traveling northbound 91, that looks good. Cromwell up into Windsor. Westbound 84 is tied up approaching the Bulkley Bridge. We have an accident reported between 48 and 49 47 downtown, just outside the tunnel. Looks like it's on the right shoulder. 84 eastbound slowing 44 Prospect Oakwood to the Bulkley Bridge. Heading into Middletown, 9 northbound slowing Harbor Park to the Irrigotti Bridge. Again, delays northbound on 9 from 34 up to 37 in the 72 interchange. Westbound 84 in Farmington, sluggish 37 to 33 in the 72 interchange. In Plainville, if you're heading toward Waterbury, westbound 84 slows from 25A up to the Mixmaster. Traffic and weather together on the 8s. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Breezy for the rest of this afternoon with clouds and breaks of sunshine. We'll be heading up to a high of 52 degrees. Then a few clouds around tonight. It'll be cold out there, the low 29. And more clouds and sunshine tomorrow, turning breezy in the afternoon, high 54. For tomorrow night, cloudy with a couple of showers around low 48. Then it turns warmer on Saturday with clouds breaking for some sunshine. The high Saturday, 64. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
Follow WTIC News Talk 1080. Don't miss out on important updates in Connecticut. From breaking need-to-know news, weather alerts, and more. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app. Now, WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
4 o'clock, 48 degrees in Hartford. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Elementary school teacher who was shot by a 6-year-old student nearly 3 years ago in her classroom has won her civil suit against the Newport News, Virginia school system and a now former assistant principal.
Abigail Werner alleged the assistant principal failed to act on repeated warnings that the student had brought a gun to school. On January 6, 2023, the first grader used a 9mm pistol to shoot Werner in the hand. The bullet passed through and struck her in the chest. Werner sued for $40 million, saying she's still afraid to leave the house. Today, the jury reached its verdict.
We, the jury, on the issues joined, find in favor of the plaintiff, Abigail Werner, and assess her damages at $10 million.
Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
There are thousands of delays at the nation's airports today. The FAA ordering cancellations of 40 flights, or I beg your pardon, 40 cancellations of flights at 40 airports as the shutdown drags on. This woman in Detroit with a message for lawmakers.
Please get your act together. We love traveling. We love the TSA. We need to treat people right and get these planes out of here on time.
Now, the government shutdown has reached day 37, a record. House Speaker Mike Johnson, and why he thinks it's lasted this long.
We're refusing to cave right now today to the Democrats' wild demand to spend $1.5 trillion in new spending. That is taxpayer dollars. That's your money that they want to spend to reopen the government. That's their counterproposal. That's why we're not having a negotiation with them. It's ridiculous. Included in the $1.5 trillion that they want to spend is $200 billion, almost $200 billion, to restore health care benefits to illegal aliens.
One person's dead following a house fire Wednesday in Basra. Blaze broke out in the wee hours on Fitchville Road. Person was believed to be the only one in the home at the time, initially listed as missing. Witnesses reported explosions coming from the vicinity of the fire, which was so intense that the heat melted the siding on a nearby home. So far, they haven't said what may have caused that blaze. State Democrats say they flipped 26 town executive offices on Election Day. The winners in 2 communities on either side of the Housatonic River say retail politics played a big role.
The incoming mayors say they knocked on 5,000 doors each. Milford Mayor-elect Rich Smith says he tried not to veer into national politics.
We made this about Milford. We made this about people's front porches and living rooms. We made this about people's taxes.
The winner over in Stratford, Dr. David Chess, says some voters were primarily interested in stopping President Trump, but he credits turnout to his specific plans for the town and his promise to be responsive.
Well, people don't want to come out if they don't know why. If they don't know what's in it for them, if they don't feel it matters.
Chess plans open community councils, which will report to the town council with the needs of each neighborhood. Dave Maker, WTIC 1080 News.
They've recovered the flight data recorder from that UPS jet that went down in Louisville, Kentucky earlier this week. The NTSB says 12 people are confirmed dead, but several others are still missing. Hartford's getting a jump start on the holiday season. Officials are on hand today at the Wadsworth to announce a series of events taking place from later this month through into the new year. They include the holiday market at Union Station and the annual Winterfest, which features free skating in Bushnell Park. This is Mayor Arunan Arulampalam.
We are excited to kick off Hartford for the holidays, starting with Small Business Saturday and going all through the holidays, all through the new year. Look, there's no place to be like the city of Hartford during the holidays.
And a complete list of events at the website, hartfordfortheholidays.com. Wall Street, the Dow down 397 points, the NASDAQ off 445, and the S&P down 75 points. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we help Kurt.
You're supposed to be on fire as a person. You're supposed to want to get things done. I started having anxiety out of the blue, low libido, brain fog, not feeling driven. Literally had to push myself every day to get up and get things done. I was driving and I heard Northeast Men's Health on the radio, and the first consult seemed reasonable, so I decided to give it a call and made an appointment. They found out I had low T, and after that it was like a light switch got turned on. I've been a patient at Northeast Men's Health for about 9 months now. Everything's gotten a lot better in my life. Energy, feeling, just work, a whole lot better. Even my kids notice. They're like, Daddy's got energy, Daddy's ready to go. If you don't feel like that, I would suggest calling Northeast Men's Health.
Thanks, Kurt. It's true. Low T therapy will likely change your life. Your initial appointment is only $99 with results in minutes. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call today, 800-930-5956, or go to northeastmenshealth.com.
It's Reese on the Radio. And don't say we didn't warn you on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we are back. Let's do this thing. As we always do, congratulations to Mona S. in New Britain, the recipient of a dozen bagels a month for 6 months, courtesy of Between Rounds, the Bagel Bakery and Sandwich Cafe located in South Windsor, Vernon, and Manchester. If you'd like to win, you got to go to reeseontheradio.com. That's REESE on the radio.com so that you can apply. Must live in the state of Connecticut, cannot have won within the last 6 months, but you can enter as often as you like. Okay, I'm going to read this so we can get past it, okay? And I'll get one more phone. Mark in Canton, Canton's on the line. I'll get to him in a second. So, what? Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Do I have to do the thing?
No, not no news.
No?
Jerry is in the building.
Who's in the building? Oh, get out of here. Is Puya in the building? No doubt.
He's coming to bring you some bagels.
Ah, no doubt. Okay. Good. Okay,
All right.
Good. I'm glad. I thought it was breaking news. Anyway, okay, I want to read this real quick before we go to a break, before we get back to BPS. The Tripod, which is the Trinity publication that wrote the story about the squirrels, he said they were able to speak to the sophomore who was the victim of a squirrel attack. Choosing anonymity, the student recounted the traumatic experience and expressed relief that at the college's new protocol. When asked about the event that led to her to file the report with the facilities, the student disclosed, "I was taking a walk on a weekday around 3 p.m., and as I passed the gym, I heard some sort of rustling sounds in the bushes. I didn't really think anything of it until I heard a squeak, and then something jumped out at me. This squirrel and I locked eyes, and then it was just like started running towards me. I was actually so freaked out because I thought that squirrels were like supposed to be scared of humans or something. But this one wanted to scare me. And it wasn't until I got to the library that I finally backed it off." The student also acknowledged that filing the report was easy, and the facilities was able to be sympathetic to her anguish. Maybe the squirrel was saying, "Get to class! You're not going to make any money to feed me unless you get a good education." That's what sparked it. Let's take another check. Weather and traffic. Mark Christopher's in the BPS Traffic Center. I don't know if he's ever been attacked by a squirrel.
No, I can't say I have, but thank goodness I don't want to experience that either. So
that's scary, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
They're small and furry, but that kind of makes them more ominous.
They eat
Anything.
Whatever. What falls off of oak trees? Acorns, I think,
acorns,
right?
yeah.
So if you can eat an acorn, they could probably do some pretty good damage on yourself.
Exactly.
I'm gonna stay away from them. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, 91 southbound, we've got an accident on the right shoulder between 33 and 32. Delays are approaching 33. South of downtown, slowing by 28. Again, some tight traffic, 23 down to 22 in the Route 9 interchange. Westbound 84, we have a crash on the right shoulder between 48 and 47. Just look out for some delays as you approach the Bulky Bridge. 84 eastbound, slowing 44 Prospect Oakwood into the tunnel. 291 through 84, okay. 2 westbound, slowing 1D up to the 84 West merge. 9 northbound, slowing Harbor Park to the Aragoni Bridge. 84 westbound in Cheshire, slowing 26 up to 25A in Waterbury. And if you're traveling into New Haven, South 95, type 46 down to 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8 WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brought to you by NJM Insurance Group.
Why is NJM Insurance silent in an industry full of catchy jingles? And how do they do what's right when things go wrong? Tune in to Baffling Mysteries to find out.
This fictional podcast is brought to you by NJM. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
WTIC weather.
Well, it is going to be a bit breezy out there for the rest of this afternoon. We are going to see clouds and even a few breaks of sunshine. Temperatures will be holding nearly steady. Then it's going to be cold out there tonight with a partly cloudy sky, low down to 29 degrees. As we head into tomorrow, more clouds and sunshine, breezy for the afternoon hours, the high 54. Then it turns out cloudy tomorrow night with a few showers around, low 48. Turning warmer as we work our way into Saturday with clouds clearing out for some sunshine. A nice day overall on Saturday with a high of 64. Then we do have a storm moving in for the end of the weekend, turning cooler on Sunday with rain beginning in the late morning and lasting through Sunday night. We'll have a high on Sunday of 56. Right now it's 46 degrees in Granby, 48 in South Glastonbury, and 49 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
For quality vinyl siding, the Peter L. Brown Company is your best choice. Let us show you the difference a beautifully installed Peter L. Brown vinyl siding job can make. Please visit peterlbrown.com for roofing, siding, windows, and doors.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
Want a great deal to upgrade your heating system? Go with Petro. For the latest energy-efficient technology, plus easy financing, $0 down, and low monthly payments. Go to petro.com now or call 1-888-PETRO02.
Columbia Dental has great care close to home. Our state-of-the-art network connects all 12 Connecticut locations, making appointments easy. Plus, our Waterbury office now offers a prosthodontist for specialized care. Schedule your appointment today, 860-645-0111.
Getting on the path to good health is just a matter of getting started. Start with us. At Pro Health Physicians, we're here throughout your whole health journey. Getting to know you. Charting your progress. With checkups and last-minute care when you need it. And our nurses are here 24/7 to guide you.
Pro Health, we're your primary care team.
Learn more at prohealthmd.com. Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
I'm reading so many messages because everything around here is coming to me. I'm trying to get all this stuff in there. I'll go to Mark in a second. Negro Nonsense coming up. I want to give a shout-out to Samuel, who's just sent me a text saying he's on his way to Trinity to find out where they're going to relocate the squirrels. So let me know, Samuel, if you get anything on that one. I hope he's kidding. But if he's serious, I do want to know. Let me get to Mark. I promised I would. Hello, Mark.
Hey, Uncle Reese. Hey, I want to thank you for sponsoring Squirrel Talk today. And
I don't know what happened.
I want to thank that gentleman for mentioning squirrel pie. That was a delicacy for me growing up.
Was it?
I grew up in the Appalachian quiet corner of Connecticut.
Okay.
And my father got paid every couple of weeks, so sometimes, money was a little tight.
Right.
So a box of Bisquick and a bag of frozen veggies and a few squirrels goes a long way.
That's incredible.
Hey, it tastes just like chicken.
Doesn't it all?
Oh, but squirrel pie, squirrel stew, that was pretty good stuff.
And you know what? I don't criticize it. When I had it, we had a teacher. I was in a group home in Staten Island, and he would come in every month with a stew of this, wild creatures. And a part of the quiz was to guess which meat was in the stew. And it was usually some of the same stuff. But I remember the only year I got to participate, and, if you got all of them right or most of them right, you win a prize. But I thought it was educational. And I remember when we couldn't figure out most of the stuff, he starts writing down the meat that was in there. What did I realize? It was bear meat. He got bear meat. There was rabbit, and another. Yep. I'm trying to think. Of course, there was deer. I know there. I said rabbit, right? And then he wrote. And then he wrote tree rat. And when every kid in now, mind you, these are inner city kids from New York, Queens, all over. They see the word rat, and we lost it. I ate rat, and he goes, no, tree rats are what we call squirrels.
Yeah, vegetarians. They're well fed on bird feeders and acorns. So fatten them up and get them out of your yard, and you get a free meal. You don't have to go to the soup kitchen.
That's wow. Again, it's fascinating to find out. Well, you know what? What would be the case if we all had to? If they made it popular for people to eat squirrel meat, we'd probably eat it and wouldn't bat an eye.
Hey, well, squirrel hunting is legal. You can go out there and pop a few.
I like
how it ended for our family was one night my sister went to get something out of the freezer and opened it up, and she had a few squirrels staring at her.
Oh, yeah, that'll ruin it. And it's always the girls, right? It's always the girls.
Yeah, that was the end of squirrel pie in our house.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you.
See you, pal.
You got it. Oh, hey, look, again, I'm not going to knock anyone for their delicacy. I know people who eat some of the weirdest stuff. I'll never understand it, but, that's a part of the culture. It's a part of the culture. All right, let's get into it. You knew it was coming, folks. It's Thursday.
Negro nonsense. How dare you? Negro nonsense. How dare you? Negro nonsense. How dare you?
In today's installment of Negro Nonsense, there are people who are testing the theory of walking into a supermarket and stealing groceries, like this woman did at an H-E-B in Texas.
Okay, so I'm like 10 minutes, 30 minutes maybe from my house. And I'm going to show y'all, if y'all don't get your EBT, what to do. Y'all think because for some reason that they watching y'all. They not watching y'all. They don't care. White people is not paying attention to y'all. I'm in the white neighborhood at that HEB, and I'm going to walk out with my groceries. Easy peasy. Nobody's looking at me. Nobody's paying attention to me.
The only reason why I play this, listen to this black woman saying that she's in an she's in an HEB 30 miles or 30 minutes away from her own home, and these white people aren't paying attention to her. Think about what you're hearing. How many times have you heard that when you're in a white neighborhood and you go to the grocery store, you go somewhere, what's the one complaint they always have? They be looking at me. They be checking me, following me around the grocery store. Here's this woman saying she is 30 miles away from her home at a white grocery store with nothing more. And these white people ain't caring about what she's doing. Boy, does that run counter to the narrative, don't it? Don't it just run counter? But don't worry, we got much more than that. We got some other nonsense. Imagine, black folks, you found out exactly the family who owned your ancestors. Again, imagine you had the means to find out exactly who owned your ancestors and you knew where they lived. How would you react if you found out? Well, actor Roy Wood Jr. did. He's a comedian from Comedy Central's The Daily Show. He was also one of the comedians at the White House Correspondents' Dinner during the Biden years. I looked him up. It looks like he's worth about $3 million. He's quite popular, quite famous. He does a lot of political commentary. Well, he was on Shannon Sharp's Club Shay, and he talked about doing the Find Your Roots program and finding out who his ancestors were owned by.
I did Finding Your Roots, and they found the white family that purchased the first black wood of my bloodline off the slave ships in Charleston.
Yep, that's what we came off of.
If I wanted to today, I could find the white wood descendants in southern Georgia and pull up on their house. One day I will.
Yeah.
They ain't got no money, though. I Zillowed they crib. They broke. Like, that's the thing we want to talk about with slavery, man, is that there's a lot of white people fumbled. Like, yo.
They fumbled the bag.
Yeah, you had working for you, you still couldn't come up. How you broke and you had slaves?
Yeah, that was bad, but that was gold.
They fumbled, bro.
Now, I don't know about you. I really don't. I don't know what you thought when you hear something like that. But I'll be honest with you, I couldn't be more angry when I heard that. And I don't know whether or not I'm angry at the mocking of it or the laughter of it, whatever it is, but I'll tell you this is the part that drives me up the wall, and I literally pinpoint it. Roy Wood Jr., again, worth $2.3, maybe $3 million. Guy's famous in the whole nine. He finds out who his ancestors were. He finds out the descendants of the folks who enslaved them, and he mocks them for being poor and does not see the irony in that. Does not see how ridiculous that is. Because, again, also flying in the face of that idea that we got to make sure we get reparations from them because they benefited. And here's one bozo. And I know, and again, it's not indicative of all ancestors. It's not indicative of all slave descendants. I would imagine it probably is a large degree, most of them. But here's this guy finding out that the ancestors did not financially gain from it. And then he's mocking them. Damn, you had slaves and you ain't keep that cheddar? And laughing at them. Which would go to the argument that clearly no one benefited from his family. I'll go one step further. Maybe there's a reason why their family didn't benefit from your descendants. Maybe there's a reason why. Maybe there's a dark, ugly reason why the descendants of those slave owners made no money off your ancestors. Perhaps there's a darker, uglier reason for that. Ron? Huh? Let's find out. Let's really, really find your roots. Let's find out whether or not there was enough. There was a worthiness. I mean, I could get ugly too. But, I mean, that when I saw him just laughing about that, oh, how you going to fumble the bag on slavery? Talking about you're going to roll up on them while they live in poverty. To tell them what? Hey, look at you bums. Well, I'm a millionaire, successful actor. Well, quasi-successful. I just watched that, and I watched the woman with the what do you call it, with the groceries that's walking out. No white folks even thinking about her. Just going on about their day, getting groceries, feeding their families. Nobody cared about what she was doing. Hey, they don't care about what you're doing. And just walked out just like I hate thieves. God, I hate thieves. I don't care what stripe you are. I hate them. Hate them. And then filmed herself doing it. Where's the shame? Where's the shame? There should be at least a monicum of shame. But these people have no dignity and no self-respect at all. And again, with all due respect, I don't care how angry black folks get about that. You should be ashamed of them. You should be calling these folks out. What both of those people displayed is not only nonsense, but despicable. That's all I'm saying. Let's go. Frank is in Bristol. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you today, sir?
I'm all right. What do you got going on?
I was just listening to you, and of course, you know, I call and discuss or talk about the black, the yellow, the red foolishness, and all these constructs that you guys keep promoting. You never promote getting rid of these color codes, which are not scientific birth nature. They are color codes from John 1796, which the world adopted. And they classify even people with wives like yours that may have a child.
Some odd reason I'm losing you, Frank. I don't know why. Are you there? No. Okay. Oh, okay. No, unfortunately, you're going in and out. But you know what? Call me back. I'm going to spend a little time with you because we're near the end. We're coming close to a break. Make sure you call me back. As soon as I see your number, I'll put you on hold. But get into a solid place where there's no interference, no like lack of cell service. All right? I'll get back to you. Let me go to John, who's in Washington, Connecticut. How are you, John?
Oh, Reese. Good to hear your voice. Have, for one thing to tell you, that I'm an octoroon, and you know what that is.
No, wait a minute. An octoroon? Is that associated with an octogenarian in some way?
No, I'm 1/8 black.
Oh, 1/8 black. Okay, didn't know that. Okay.
They used to have classifications down south for women, and they're quatroons. And then, because a lot of the gentlemen down there would have a side woman, either an octoroon or a quatroon.
Oh.
And they would fight duels and all sorts of things over their honor. But that's from the past. You would never know that I am. I have any black in me if you look at me. I'm mostly Swedish.
Okay.
So, but anyways, I got this squirrel story. You got to hear it. You got to hear it. Okay, my wife and I were at church, and we came home, and we noticed that all the things in the windows that we have were all knocked over. And I thought it was the cat that did it. So we went home. We went to the bedroom. She put her clothes away and closed the closet door. During the night, we hear this sound, and it's in the closet, and it's like a... The squirrel had gotten down the chimney through our fireplace.
Wow. And
so I'm thinking to myself, what am I going to do? So this really gets to be something. My wife finally, I said, I'm going after the squirrel. So she went out of the room. That's in the morning. And I opened the door a little bit. Of course, there's a lot of stuff on the closet floor. So every time I pull something out, the squirrel's going further back. Further back into the closet, and further back, until finally there's only a few boxes. So I think I got him. He jumps out, jumps over my head, and he's in the bedroom. Try to catch a squirrel. It's harder than catching a chicken. I was in the bedroom, and I worked up a big sweat, chasing that squirrel from underneath the bed to underneath the bureaus, all over. And they're quick. They're so quick.
I know. I have to take a hard break, but hold on. Let me put you on hold real quick. I'll get back to John in a second. I'll ask him a question. Let's get to Mark Christopher, who's in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to you, and good afternoon, everyone. And if you're heading into Hartford right now on the southbound side of I-91, we got a crash between 33 and 32. That is sitting in the right shoulder. Delays are back to 36 in Windsor behind that. After that, a little slow traffic moving down by exit 24 in Rocky Hill. Another bump by 23 West Street in Rocky Hill, and again slowing from 19 down to 18 in Meriden. If you're traveling westbound 84, you've got delays now approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 44 Prospect Oakwood. Eastbound 84 locked up about a mile before 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 2 westbound slowing by exit 4 again from 1D up to the 84 West merge in East Hartford. 291 eastbound slowing I-91 over to the Bissell. 9 north and southbound slowing at the Aragoni Bridge in Middletown. 9 northbound delays 32 in Berlin up to 37 in the 72 interchange. And if you're traveling into Waterbury, westbound 84 is tight approaching 26 in Cheshire up to 25A, and traveling down in toward New Haven, south 95 slows 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Breezy for the rest of this afternoon with clouds and breaks of sunshine. We'll be heading up to a high of 52 degrees. Then a few clouds around tonight. It'll be cold out there, the low 29. And more clouds and sunshine tomorrow, turning breezy in the afternoon, high 54. For tomorrow night, cloudy with a couple of showers around low 48. Then it turns warmer on Saturday with clouds breaking for some sunshine. The high Saturday, 64. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
4:30, good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. The FAA is poised to reduce the number of flights at 40 of the nation's airports as the government shutdown drags on. That's expected to lead to flight delays and cancellations. And not a good look with just a few weeks to go before the Thanksgiving holiday getaway. Fire in Basra on Wednesday has now claimed the life of one person. That blaze broke out on Fitchville Road early Wednesday morning. The person was initially listed as unaccounted for. Cause of the fire has not yet been determined. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she will not seek re-election to her seat in Congress. The announcement today by the California Democrat brings to a close a career that's already become the first woman to hold the Speaker's job, and arguably the most powerful woman in American politics. 15-year-old who was seriously injured in a 3-vehicle crash last month on Hebron Avenue in Glastonbury has now died. 2 others were injured in that October 24th crash on Route 94. Dylan Dupuis was a member of the Glastonbury High Crew Team Band and the Glastonbury Fire Cadets. President Trump is unveiling a deal with drug makers Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk to expand coverage and reduce prices for their popular obesity treatments. Says the prices will go down from thousands a month to about $149 without insurance. City of Hartford has a slew of events lined up for the holiday season. Mayor Arunan Arulampalam and others were on hand at the Wadsworth today to run down the events. They include the annual Winter Fest in Bushnell Park, along with the Union Station Holiday Market and Christmas on the Rocks at Theater Works. Full list is available at hartfordfortheholidays.com. On Wall Street, the Dow finished down 398 points today. The Nasdaq lost 445, and the S&P shed 75 points. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Runners who can't be in the Manchester Road Race on Thanksgiving will be able to virtually participate in America's best Turkey Day run. They can download a mobile app that will enable them to run the race course distance of 4.737 miles at any location in the world. Times will be recorded electronically and count as an official Manchester Road Race finish. It's the next best thing to being there. Find out more about the virtual Manchester Road Race and register now at manchesterroadrace.com. The Manchester Road Race is a great local tradition, and WTIC News Talk 1080 is proud to be a partner. WTIC has been Connecticut's radio station for over 100 years, with local talk shows talking about the things affecting our state and nation. Mornings with Brian and Company, 5:30 till 9, and Reese on the Radio, 2 till 6. Plus local news, weather, traffic, and sports. All on WTIC NewsTalk 1080, because local radio is just better.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Stay locked in. Reese on the Radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
We'll get to the phone calls in a second. Don't forget, always go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com. That's REESE on the radio.com. Go read my latest Substack, which is Food Stamps or Freedom. And there are plenty of other Substacks there. I've been writing them every week. I think the only week I didn't write was the week that we moved up here. But there are plenty of them there. They all are topical, and they all are current. I don't think any one of them is not current. Nancy Pelosi has decided to leave, but not right now. Why is she not leaving now? Because if I'm Nancy Pelosi, get out now. Go home. Just do a special election and go home. The midterms, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about the midterms. Let's see if we can play a couple of Nancy Pelosi's greatest hits.
I've never been that impressed with his political operation.
Biden's operation.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I just haven't been. They won the White House. Bravo. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So my concern was, this ain't happening.
Nancy Pelosi talking about the Biden administration, saying that they are not up to snuff. Here's another one. This is her responding to a tape of herself taking responsibility for January 6th and saying she isn't responsible, even though she's on tape saying that she was.
The fact is that the President of the United States, the former president, and his toadies do not want to face the facts. They're trying to...
Oh, that was
January
weird.
6th.
Why weren't the National Guard there to begin with? They thought that they had sufficient resources. No, there's not a question of how they had, but they don't know. They clearly didn't know, and I take responsibility for not having them just prepare for more.
But we cannot let us be dragged into their, again, false impression of what happened that day. They know what happened that day.
Yeah, we all know what happened that day, Nancy. How about the time when Nancy Pelosi said that Hamas was a humanitarian organization?
War is a deadly thing, and I have many Palestinians who live in my district, and I'm hearing from them regularly about how their families are affected, who live in the region. It's a terrible thing. But let me just say that any missile that comes from someplace has a return address. And if Israel is responding to that address, then it's a shame that the Palestinians are using, are rumored to be using children and families as shields for their missiles. Should we all try to, first of all, avoid conflict? The Hamas initiated this. So again, this has to be something where we try to have the two-state solution, that we have to support. We have to support Abbas and his role as leader there. We have to support Iron Dome to protect the Israelis from the missiles. We have to support the Palestinians and what they need. And we have to confer with the Qataris, who have told me over and over again that Hamas is a humanitarian organization.
Yeah, she believed everything that they told her. Nancy Pelosi, gone but not forgotten. Well, not gone yet, but will probably never be forgotten. Yeah, great person. Sad to see her go. Mark Christopher is in the BPS Traffic Center, getting you home. Oh, okay. Maybe not ready yet. Okay. He's finishing up in another.
Ready, we're ready.
There
We're
he
ready.
is.
We're
There
ready.
he
We're
is.
ready. Reese, thank you very much. This traffic report being brought to you by Columbia Implant Center in Manchester. And if you are heading into downtown Hartford right now, you're going to see some slow traffic on the southbound side of I-91. You got delays coming down from exit 36 down to 32A and B. Again, some slow traffic as you move from 24 down to 22 in the Route 9 interchange. Another bump by exit 21, and again from 19 to 17 in Meriden. Westbound 84 is tied up 56 Governor Street out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound got delays about a mile before 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 2 westbound slowing by exit 4 in Glastonbury, and again from 1D up to the 84 West merge. 291 eastbound slowing from I-91 over to the Bissell Bridge. Both sides of 9 heavy approaching the Aragoni Bridge in Middletown. If you're traveling westbound 84, you got delays from the 691 interchange in Cheshire up to exit 25 in Waterbury. 84 eastbound Waterbury slowing by 18. And if you're heading southbound on the Parkway, look for delays from exit 50 into the West Rock Tunnel. This traffic report being brought to you by Columbia Implant Center in Manchester. Stuck in traffic again? Don't waste another minute. Columbia Implant Center in Manchester. Get you in and out fast, often in just one day. Open 7 days a week. Get your smile back now. Columbia Implant Center, ColumbiaImplantCenter.com. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Well, as we head through the rest of this afternoon, it is going to be breezy with a few clouds out there. Temperatures will be holding nearly steady. And for tonight, partly cloudy and quite cold out there. We're going to be heading down to a low of 29. For tomorrow, more clouds and sunshine, turning breezy by the afternoon hours, but not a bad day overall. We'll head up to a high of 54. Then the clouds move in for tomorrow night. There will be a few showers around as well. Low tomorrow night down to 48 for the start of the weekend. Saturday shaping up to be a nice day, turning warmer out there with clouds breaking for some sunshine. The high Saturday 64. Then we do have a storm moving in for the latter half of the weekend. Sunday turns out cooler with rain arriving during the late morning hours and continuing through Sunday night. We'll have a high Sunday of 56. Right now it's 46 in Manchester, 47 degrees in Bristol, and 49 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
Sponsored by Progressive. We make the claim process easy so you can get back on the road in no time. It's why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive. See for yourself at progressive.com.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune into the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
The Yellow Home Services believes when you support your neighbors, the local community gets stronger. That's why we've partnered with Food Share for the last 15 years, donating over 20,000 pounds of food and more than 1,000 turkeys. When you call a Yellow, you're helping those in need as well. Help make a difference when you call, click, or text today and say hello, a Yellow. Call for details. Licensed for safety. HIC 628926, P102776688, S104134487, D1040145, S3308699, SM3004646, E1185643.
Are debt payments keeping you up at night? Credit cards, medical bills, personal loans, it can all add up and feel impossible to keep up. If you owe $10,000 or more in unsecured debt, J.G. Wentworth may be able to help you and put you on the path to freedom in as little as 24 to 48 months. Imagine one affordable monthly payment instead of juggling multiple bills and creditors. We've helped thousands of people cut their debt by up to 50% before fees, and we don't get paid unless we reduce your debt. The more you owe, the more you could save. Call 877-CASH now. The call is free, the consultation is free, and there's no obligation to sign up. Call today for your free consultation. 877-CASH now. That's 877-CASH now. Don't wait. Every day you delay could cost you more. Call 877-CASH now today. Results vary. Not all debts qualify. Debt resolution impacts credit and may increase what you owe. Average savings before fees 43%, 25% after fees. The choice to stop paying creditors is yours. J.G. Wentworth does not pay debts or provide legal, tax, or credit repair services.
The NAACP calls him, whoa, I don't think I'm allowed to read this. It's Reese on the Radio. Let's just say some people are not fans. On News Talk 1080, WTIC.
Forgot about that. I want to go back to Frank in Bristol. He's on the line. Frank, I do understand what you're saying about the social construct of races in this country. But as a commentator, be it political or otherwise, as a talk show host, what I'm trying to convey is indeed nonsense. And I know that people do not. It's funny because people say if you have to explain the joke, then it's not really a joke. But what I'm doing is sort of pointing out the absurdity of certain behavior that is being promoted by groups of people based upon race, be it white or black. And all of those things are
if you do,
go ahead,
but
sorry.
if you do that, then you are saying there are black people, which means that black people act a certain way.
Right.
There are no black people.
Right.
So, but if you group it in like that, then those that are classified incorrectly as black will be painted with this broad brush of stupidity.
Okay. Well, then, look, let me counter that then. Do you believe, Frank, that certain individuals of the so-called black community adhere to a stereotype for the sake of confirming their authenticity?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that's where smart people like you come in.
Hey, why you laugh when you said that?
No, I mean, I consider you a very smart, intelligent person.
Thank you.
However, the color code white with the same mentality considers you not an intelligent person.
Correct.
Because you are classified as black. You are not black.
Correct. I agree with you.
Black.
And again, this is my...
Yeah, we can disagree.
No.
However, that is the social construct.
Correct.
Not all that is classified in that group will say that.
Right, and I think you and I are having the same. You and I are agreeing in two different ways, because the reason why I'm calling it Negro nonsense, as it were, is that I believe that we are all like in America, as far as I'm concerned, I consider us all equal. Right? Unfortunately, I have to deal with the construct that exists. I can pretend that, look, I can't look at it that way, and I only want to have a discussion with all of us as humans, but there are things that are brought upon us that separate us in that construct. So I have to address them because they exist.
Right, but who are the people in the black group? I'm not. My skin color is brown.
Right.
I'm not in that group because I know God created me in his image, and God gave me the intelligence as he blew his breath into me, and the same intelligence because there's only two skin colors, brownish and pinkish.
Right.
There are no black skin color. There are no red skin color. There are no yellow skin color.
Indeed.
However, because of the social construct, you are put in this group. Now, I reject that group because I am created in the image of God, and I have the capability with the intelligence that God created me to do like all other humans.
Frank, can I ask you a question, Frank? I'm going to ask you a personal question because, trust me, you and I, because I love it when you call, and I know you love this topic. But I have your number here. Can I call you privately? Because let me tell you why. There's a thing that I'm working on with a guy by the name of Chad O. Jackson. Are you familiar with him at all?
No.
Okay, so Chad O. Jackson is doing a piece about Martin Luther King Jr., which talks about his introduction into Marxism and how he then move that into the civil rights movement. I want what I want to do is you have to pay for it in order to own it. What I want to do is I want to buy it and then I want to forward it to you so that you can watch it with me. And then you and I, if we can, because I think we want to do this very soon, is to have a discussion with you about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on this very topic. Is that possible?
Okay. Absolutely. Give me a call. Let me tell you right up front, I disagree with Martin Luther King in his approach to ending what he called the Negro inequality.
Okay.
He went about it the wrong way.
Then you are going to love this documentary then. I can't wait. Okay, so I've got your number. I'm going to give you a holler later on. I'll send you a text first to let you know it's me, and then I'll give you a call, okay?
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time, man. Let's go to, I got John who's back. John, you were telling me, sorry, I unfortunately had to cut you off. John is in Washington. So
No, that's great, Reese. I enjoyed everything that you just spoke to Frank about. But
no problem.
Okay.
So your
I was
squirrel
in the
situation
bedroom
is
with the door closed.
right.
Pardon me?
Yeah. Go to your squirrel story. You finally get the squirrel out of the closet. What happens?
Yeah. Well, he jumped up in my face and over my head, and that really peeved me. I had the door shut, so it was man against beast in there for about a solid hour. And finally, I told my wife, she wouldn't come in, get me a knife and get me my fishing net. So
really?
I'm still chasing the squirrel around. And by this time, I'm at my wit's end. I'm really, really mad.
So you're frustrated and angry at the same time, dealing with a rodent you know you probably can't catch.
Well, what I did was I let him sort of walk around, and I didn't really try to chase him. And he went over into a corner, an open corner, and I didn't look at him. I had him out of this corner of my eye, and I took the net and just threw it really quick, and I got him.
Wow.
And I hate to say it.
Oh, you used the knife.
I certainly did.
Oh, come
on. That was it. I just had to do it. I was so mad.
It was vengeance.
I got rid of him, and that was it. Because he damaged my door in my bedroom, too, which I was not happy about at all. But again, and my story about my 1/8 black blood is the fact that my great-grandfather went down to South Africa. I guess he was prospecting for gold or something.
Okay.
I don't know. He was sort of a strange guy in a lot of ways. He just roamed about, and he took up with a Cape Colored and brought her home. And
so he went down there for gold and came back with brown.
Yeah, right. And it's funny. The family, they accepted it. They just did. This was way back in like 1910 or something like that.
Really?
Oh, way back. Yeah, I'm old. I'm like in my mid to late 70s.
Oh,
so
man.
It was a while ago. Yeah, and.
So that's where you get your 1/8 blackness from. Hey, you know what? You can say you're 1/8 African. I think that's appropriate, technically, right?
Well, tell the 3 black guys that tried to mug me up in Hartford when I was 17 years old. That didn't work.
They didn't believe you, right?
That didn't work. No, not really.
Thank you, John. I appreciate you, sir. Thanks for holding on for me. I'm. Both of those gentlemen are really, really. I'm very grateful for both of them holding on. That was actually kind of sweet. Let's go. I'm going to hold off on that. I'm going to go to Sam in Windsor. Let's go to him real quick. Hello, Sam.
Hey, Reese. I was just thinking you should do a Les Nessman Thanksgiving Day spoof with the squirrels.
With the squirrels, right.
I just sent you a link to a 3-minute interview. I walked around Trinity Hartford.
Okay.
No one knows anything about it, including the campus security.
So so this is Sam. Sam said he was going out to the campus. He sent me a text message. He goes, "No, I'm really serious. I'm going down there." So you asked. So Sam, you did ask, and no one was able to confirm that there was a quote unquote squirrel incident or squirrel incidents that have been reported.
I asked 3 students, 2 faculty members, and a security officer.
And no one knew what you were talking about.
Nope. You have the voice file in your Facebook.
Okay, good. I'll go listen to it. And wait a minute, did you have the interviews as well?
Yes. That's what I sent you, the interviews.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate you. Look at that intrepid reporter, Sam, on the scene. Thank you. Let me go look at them and see if I can put them on the air.
Have a good day.
Thank you, man. You too. Jason is in West Hartford. How are you, sir?
Hey, good, Reese. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. What do you got going on?
Yeah, the squirrel situation there. I don't know if any of your callers like grow gardens and stuff like that. I grow a lot.
Sure,
of
they
tomatoes.
do. Yeah.
Yeah. So they can be a problem. They'll leave your shit alone. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right.
That's sorry.
I got you. So you said I dumped him. So you said they'll leave it alone if what?
They'll leave it alone all like early summer through midsummer, but then when it comes harvest time, they will. For some reason, they want to eat your tomatoes. They want to eat your squash and all that.
So wait a minute. So here's my question. Does it mean that you now have to acclimate to keep them from, like, do you have to grow certain vegetables just because they won't touch those, or do you have to go through other means?
No, that shouldn't be the issue. Actually, I do have a heart trap them, transport them elsewhere.
Really?
In the early spring before they have their babies and all that.
Right.
But then by come fall again, they've repopulated the area,
So are you telling me that these squirrels are a real big problem? I'll be honest, I can't tell whether or not they're too many or just the regular amount. Are you suggesting that they're far too many?
I would assume so.
Okay.
I don't hunt them. I don't eat them.
Right.
I try to just transport
just work
them
around. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't try to kill them or anything. I might have hit a couple on the road or something, but the ones in my backyard, I try to be nice to and take them somewhere nice.
Try to take them somewhere nice.
Yeah, they usually say to take them at least 5 miles away.
Right. I'm trying to have the squirrels have a better experience. So sometimes I'll drive them down to Greenwich.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I'll take them out to Simsbury in a beautiful state park or something.
I totally hear you.
There's plenty of nature and everything for them to love there. But by the end of the season, they've repopulated. They're back there, and I got to fight them all. I've got to fight them all over again the same way I did in the spring.
Well, good luck to you, sir.
I appreciate it.
Happy trapping, as they say, Jason.
All right,
thank you, buddy. Yeah, I didn't realize that this was going to sort of have that effect. I see these squirrels in a sort of a normal way. I see them around. Sure, there are a lot of them. I thought the ones that were outside of the studio today, there were all, a lot of them running around. But that's my naivete here. So I see these squirrels everywhere, and in my head, I'm going, oh, look, it's nature, Connecticut, and all of these squirrels. And then you get a story like this, and you go, they're on the attack. Little do I know. And if not for this story, I would have probably been walking around, saw the squirrel, thought nothing of it, and been jumped from behind and attacked. Now I'm going to walk around being quite suspect of every squirrel I see. I'm going to have to grab Roseanne and go, no. Come on, get behind me. Like walking into the house with a garbage can lid. This young lady, she said that the darn thing looked at her, locked eyes, and jumped at her. That would scare me. That would scare the hell out of me. These things they're nothing to play with. They're squirrels. You think they're nothing, but they've got claws. When we come back, I got to talk about Mom Donnie. I got some movie news I need to get to. It's not really movie news. It's Hollywood news. There's a new TV show that airs tonight at 6 p.m., I believe, on Apple TV that I am crazy about. I want to find out if you're interested in it at all. It's from the writers of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. So we'll talk about that in the break in a minute, and then we'll get to your phone calls as well, so stand by. All right, let's get to another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher is back, helping you on the roads in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
And now...
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat. See? Nothing up my sleeve. Presto!
That wasn't a rabbit. The most famous squirrel of all.
Yes,
Rocky.
absolutely. Yes,
Rocky.
but he wouldn't attack you.
No, he was very friendly. Very friendly. He looked like a...
Not no more at Trinity College.
Well, you got to understand, Trinity College is in a... it's not in a... it's in a tough neighborhood. That's a tough neighborhood there.
What are they doing? Squirrel initiations?
Maybe. Go
walk.
like
gang-affiliated squirrels.
Listen, go walk around Trinity tonight around midnight, and I would have squirrels protecting you. That's all I'm going to say. If you're heading into Hartford right now, westbound 84 tied up, 56 Governor Street out to 45 Flatbush Avenue, 84 eastbound running slow about a mile before 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 91 southbound, you got delays 34 down to 32 A and B. Slowing again 24 down to 23 in Rocky Hill, and again 22 down to 21 in Cromwell. And then you're sluggish again from just after 20 down to exit 18 in the 691 interchange. If you're westbound 84, delays 56 Governor Street out to 45. If you're traveling 291 eastbound, you're heavy I-91 over to the Bissell Bridge. 2 westbound slowing in East Hartford, 1D up to the 84 West merge. Both sides of 9 heavy approaching the Aragodi Bridge in Middletown. 9 northbound delays 34 up to 37 in New Britain. 84 westbound delays in Farmington, 37 to exit 33 in the 72 interchange in Plainville. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
Sponsored by Duke's Mayonnaise.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about Duke's Mayo. Says here it's got twang. That sounds good. Get Duke's Mayo at Hannaford. It's got twang.
WTIC weather.
A few clouds around tonight. It'll be cold out there, the low 29. And more clouds and sunshine tomorrow, turning breezy in the afternoon, high 54. For tomorrow night, cloudy with a couple of showers around low 48. Then it turns warmer on Saturday with clouds breaking for some sunshine. The high Saturday, 64. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
WTIC is celebrating 100 years on the air and 100 years of serving Connecticut. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
5 o'clock, good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Police in New Haven continue to investigate an early Saturday morning quadruple shooting that left a Norwich woman dead. 18-year-old Alexa Acevedo and 3 others were caught in the crossfire of a shootout at Center and Church Streets downtown. Police say thousands descended that night to celebrate Halloween when the shots rang out. Quinn Mathers tells WFSB she was among the revelers.
It was just chaotic. Everyone was just trying to take care of themselves.
Police Chief Carl Jacobson says 40 of his officers worked the Halloween detail that night, and he says there will be an increased presence downtown this weekend. The NTSB says it has recovered the flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder from the UPS cargo plane that crashed just after takeoff this week in Louisville. At least 12 people, including 3 crew members, died. NTSB member Todd Inman says some information has been obtained from the recorders and that he expects examiners will get more in the next few days.
UPS has told us at this time there were no maintenance work done on the aircraft in question immediately prior to the flight that would delay it in any way, shape, or form.
No, Inman says there are 30 NTSB employees at the scene. He said none of the victims have been identified as yet. Well, we're into day 37 of the government shutdown, and it's about to get a lot tougher to get a flight around here, as some flights will be canceled at 40 of the nation's airports. AAA says it realizes it's a tough time for travel disruptions due to the gridlock in D.C. In addition to regular travel, those disruptions come as people consider travel plans for the holidays. Travel advisor with AAA Kelly Connor with this recommendation for people who do experience delays or cancellations at any point.
If they're on site at the airport, they want to definitely check with the airline and try to rebook on another flight.
if you book with a AAA travel advisor or, a travel agency, the next step might be that you contact them to find out what they can help you do with getting you rebooked.
She says planning now is crucial for Thanksgiving and the holidays thereafter. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi announced her retirement from Congress today. Not surprisingly, President Trump isn't sorry to see her go. Here's Linda Kenyon.
The former House Speaker has announced she will not be seeking re-election. The 85-year-old California Democrat who has served her district for nearly 40 years was the first and only woman to become Speaker of the House. Although she stepped down from her leadership post 3 years ago, President Trump's animosity toward her remains clear.
I thought she was an evil woman.
The president also said he's glad she's retiring.
I think she was a tremendous liability for the country.
Democrats describe Pelosi as a political powerhouse with unmatched influence. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
One of the Democrats who pulled an upset in this week's town elections in Connecticut says he focused on engaging with voters. Stratford Mayor-elect Dr. David Chess knocked on 5,000 doors, he says, and says he will establish open community councils to report neighborhood needs.
People become more engaged. That rather than everything being top down, we'll have bottom up. We'll have people saying what they want in their community, what kind of developments they want on different parcels, what do they want their parks to look like, what do their kids need.
And the former federal employee who threw a sandwich at a federal agent earlier this year has been found not guilty of assault.
Customs and Border Patrol agent Gregory Larimore, who was hit with the foot-long sub, testified to laughs from the crowded courtroom, including juries, the judge, and witnesses. The Customs and Border Patrol officer who was hit with the sandwich said he could, quote, feel it through his ballistic vest, and said it, quote, exploded all over him. The agent said he could smell the onions and the mustard on his uniform and even had an onion string hanging by his police radio later that night. The fast food mustard, he said, stained his shirt.
CBS's Jake Rose in Wall Street. The Dow lost 398 points today. The NASDAQ gave back 445, and the S&P was down 75. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. That's 800-948-1659.
The hour that packs a punch. It's Reese on the Radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Roland, I got to tell you, you know what's driving me up the wall right now? The messages that I'm getting about squirrels is incredible. Everybody is sending me stuff about a squirrel incident. My ex-girlfriend Laura just sent me a long missive about a squirrel that got into her house. And she was like, I don't want to be on the air, but talking about this squirrel thing, she sent me this whole story about how a squirrel got in the house and she freaked out because her husband Randy wasn't home. And she had to call her brother, and her brother screaming at her saying, grow a pair, just get it over.
No, it ain't no grow a pair. They get a hold of you gonna it's gonna be a long night.
I've never seen so many people react to this. And by the way, Sammy, thank you so much for going out there. I'm gonna play his audio tomorrow. He was asking people on the street about Squirrel Gate, and that's what we're calling it now.
Squirrel Gate.
Squirrel Gate. It's official. Thank you, Sam. You get a round of applause just for doing it, man. God love you. Hey, Mark in West Hartford, somebody's coming for you. That's why I'm probably going to get Sam to go out and do some of these crazy ones. That's actually great stuff. We'll get into that. I don't have time for Hollywood news. I'll get to it in a second. Actually, you know what? I'll do it right now before it. So there's this new TV show on Apple I think it's starting today at 6 or 7 o'clock. It's supposed to be airing tomorrow. But it's from the makers of Better Call Saul and the other one, Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, yep.
Yeah,
I already know what you're talking about. Go ahead.
Okay, it's called Pluribus.
Yep.
Okay, are you interested in this at all?
Yes, I am.
I am because it's so secretive what the storyline is about.
Yep.
I can't wait to watch. So the first 2 episodes I hear are airing, if not tonight, tomorrow.
Okay.
And I've got to watch this because I'm trying to figure out like what's going on. I've never had a TV show make me this interested by knowing nothing. Like I know nothing and I'm so intrigued like I have to. The woman in this show used to be on a TV show that I love called Franklin and Bash. It was a procedural courtroom drama, comedy, and she's fantastic. I thought she was hilarious on that show. Like, I can't wait to watch it. Let's get to another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Traffic Center. You watched Breaking Bad, right?
I know nothing. Nothing.
Then that's my answer.
You know nothing about this show.
I know nothing. You know nothing. You didn't watch Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad. That thing was like a cultural phenomenon.
I'm very uncultured. I'm very set in my ways.
Okay.
I'm very set in
so
my
TV
ways.
wouldn't have been not even TV shows would have been your thing.
Well, I watched a lot of sitcoms in the 70s because I had a lot more time in the shows in the 70s were awesome.
Wait.
I haven't watched television in 50 years. I watch sports. That's all I watch.
Okay, so what was the last great TV show that you watched all of?
Okay, all right. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
That's not
Seinfeld.
50 years ago. That's 30 years ago.
Well,
Seinfeld
you're right. Well, no, Curb Your Enthusiasm was recently.
Yeah.
And then before that, Seinfeld, obviously.
Okay, Seinfeld.
And then the Dukes of Hazzard.
Okay. Speaking my language, because you know I love Dukes of Hazzard.
What other show? There was another show. Oh, The Sopranos.
Okay, that makes sense.
That
That's
was
a
The
cultural
Soprano.
phenomenon show.
And when Fox first came on the air.
Okay. Married with Children?
Married with Children.
Yep.
In Living Color.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. And what else did I watch? Oh, God, The Simpsons. How could I forget The Simpsons?
How long have they been around now? More than 35 years.
Yeah, it's right around 1990, 91, somewhere in there. So
incredible. That's been around so
that
long.
Was that I would watch that every Sunday night, along with
Some
Big Boss.
people still do.
Along with Big Boss Steve Salhaney and I used to watch those every Sunday night back in the day. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, southbound 91 delays 35 down to 32 A and B in Hartford. Again, some slow traffic as you move down between exit 22 and 21, and then another bump as you move from 20 down to 18 in Meriden. If you're traveling on the westbound side of 84, delays 56 Governor Street out to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound locked up 46 Isson Avenue into the tunnel. 2 westbound slowing 1D up to the 84 west merge. Heading into Middletown, both sides of 9 heavy at the Aragoni Bridge. 84 westbound in Farmington, you've got slow traffic 37 down to exit 33 in the 72 interchange in Plainville. Heading toward Waterbury, westbound 84 in Cheshire tied up from the 691 interchange up to 25 in Waterbury. 84 eastbound's tight, 25A in Waterbury down to the 691 interchange. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Rather breezy for the rest of this afternoon with a few clouds out there. Temperatures will be holding nearly steady. And it turns out partly cloudy and cold tonight as we head down to a low of 29. For tomorrow, more clouds and sunshine. Breezy for the afternoon hours, the high 54. Then the clouds roll in for tomorrow night. There will be a few showers around as well, low 48. Warmer on Saturday with clouds clearing for some afternoon sunshine. The nicest day of the weekend, Saturday's high 64. And we do have a storm rolling in for the latter half of the weekend. Sunday, it turns out cooler with the rain arriving during the late morning hours and continuing through Sunday night. We'll have a high on Sunday up to 56. Right now, it's 46 degrees in Newington, 47 in Windsor, and 47 degrees in Hartford. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
Columbia Dental has great care close to home. Our state-of-the-art network connects all 12 Connecticut locations, making appointments easy. Plus, our Waterbury office now offers a prosthodontist for specialized care. Schedule your appointment today, 860-645-0111.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission, $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
It's Reese on the Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
Now I got to figure out exactly which thing we're going to bring up because I had so much stuff to get into. If you were listening at the top of the hour all day today, at least during the show, John Silva was talking about Abigail Zwerner, who is the teacher who was shot by her 6-year-old student in the first grade about 2, almost 3 years ago. And back in the days when I used to, do this show remotely, I talked about this event, like, nauseously. I couldn't stop talking about this story. Primarily because of everything that this kid was involved in. And you ever have a story that you wish that the rules were different so you can have more information? Now, I want you to think about this. And there is a picture of the child. The New York Post actually has a picture of the young 6-year-old boy on a scooter, dressed fine, and they blurred out his face. This 6-year-old at the time walked into the classroom with a gun that he stole from his mother's home and fired it on his teacher. What made this story so wild wasn't just the fact that it was a 6-year-old who pulled out a gun and shot his teacher. It's everything that led to it. Now, we were led to believe in the beginning of this story that the 6-year-old was just a problem child that needed special education. And because of his unruly nature, usually parents, the mother or the father, would be in the classroom with the child. If the mother couldn't be there because she had to work, dad would be there. If dad couldn't be there because of work, mom would be there. If mom or dad couldn't be there, mom's dad would be there. That's what we were told after the shooting. But sure enough, as we dug deeper and deeper and deeper, we find out far more things about this 6-year-old. If you haven't heard the story, go look her up. Abigail Zwerner is awarded $10 million for her injuries at this school in Newport News, Virginia. Anyway, what did we learn when we got underneath all of the layers? Well, it turns out that this problem child was far worse than that John Ritter movie. With the little kid that was just screwing things up. No. This child was far worse. It turns out that in kindergarten, this young man had to be restrained because he went behind a teacher who was sitting at her desk, and he put her in the sleeper hold and tried to put her Betty by, yoking her up. Come on, go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. You said I can't have snackies. You're going to sleep. Yes, this child had to be restrained. This kid was a menace. Attacked plenty of teachers in kindergarten. That wasn't the only incident. This child started fights with grown people, screaming, hollering, throwing things, kicking. Not just some wild child, attacking the person, cursing, fighting. We found out so much in kindergarten. But did they do anything with the child? Did they put the child in any special education or even in a special school? No. They kept the child in the same school. So in kindergarten, as the child was doing the same thing, like locking teachers out of their own classes, while other children in there, while he ran around the classroom punching kids in the face. Yes, this kid did. No one did a thing. And Abigail Werner, who had tried to warn people that this child was going to do something far worse, they ignored her. And then the day came. This little child went into his mother's room, grabbed a .22 and put it in his backpack, and went to class, showed up at the school and grabbed another six-year-old, went deep down into his book bag, pulled out the .22, looked at the kid and said, yo, you see what I got? He said, yeah, I took this from my mom. Yeah, someone's going to get handled today. Yeah, that's what the kid said. Put it back in the purse. Hey, by the way, if you tell anybody, I'll use this on you. Well, as wild as the story would get, that 6-year-old that was warned did the right thing. Told an adult. That kid wasn't scared. That kid said, hey, that guy right there, yeah, he's got a gun. Yeah, he showed it to me. He said that if I told anybody, he was going to shoot me. Get it. Well, that little kid, do you know what he did with the gun? He took it out of the knapsack before anybody got to him, hid it somewhere else. And when the school administrators got to the back, they went in, didn't find a gun. They thought the kid who warned them was lying. They thought the kid was lying. There's no gun there. And kept the kid in class. To which that 6-year-old then got his hands on the gun and then walked into the classroom and looked at his teacher, Abigail Werner, and pulled out the gun and pointed it right at her. And she thought he was kidding. Is that a real gun? Is that a real pow? The kids are screaming and hollering. She's trying to get the kids out of it. Everybody got it, kid. Fired the weapon. Sure enough, other administrators heard it, ran, grabbed the kid, had to tackle him. Get the gun, put the kid in another room, make sure all the other children are fine. After all the children are fine, after the police are called, fire, everybody else, the police officers are directed to the 6-year-old where they have him sitting by. That perp sitting right there. When the police walked in to find out what would bring him to go shoot his first-grade teacher. The first words out of the 6-year-old's mouth was, and I quote, yeah, yo, I killed that B word. Those were his words. He thought he killed her, and he was celebrating it. $10 million wasn't enough. It turns out the entire school knew this kid was, I mean, what? I don't know. How do you describe him? A menace? This kid's far from a menace. This kid's a terrorist. This kid set out to murder his first-grade teacher. Now, I don't know what to make of all of this. I don't know what will happen to this child. They say that the child is in child services or maybe in a group home or whatever. I don't know the status of the child now. There's no way to know. No one's ever going to tell you. I do know that the mom is locked up. Mom is locked up in jail right now. Why? for cocaine possession and for cocaine use. That's right. Even while the mother was on probation, she kept testing positive for cocaine. Oh, yeah, that's stellar parenting skills by this young lady. Absolutely. Absolutely. They did say that the child was with the father, but that turned out to be untrue. Then they said that the child was with her father, the boy's grandfather. That turned out to be not true. They just had to get that child out of there. But the kid's not going to be a gangbanger. Oh, no, this is far worse. If he's got that kind of homicidal tendencies at 6, I mean, can you say bad seed anymore? Can you do that? Is that appropriate today? To say bad seed? There's got to be at least one born every 20 years. Just one kid that's just 6 and homicidal. It's got to be. This has got to be. I know you guys think I'm crazy here, but there's just got to be. Because every time, and I don't, maybe it was me, I thought I had seen it all. But to hear that this kid was trying to choke out teachers at 5. At 5? In kindergarten. Who would work under those conditions? I know the kids are bad, but I usually expect them to be, I don't know, high school? Before they really start, becoming a terror. To the point that the police have to be involved. Right?
When I hear stuff like that,
yeah,
as much as I don't believe in it, it makes me believe that reincarnation is real.
You think so?
Because it's like, what other answer is there? I get you, even if they see something from parents or uncles or older cousins or whatever the case may be, or they playing video games, for you to actually do it in real life and say that and don't have any remorse or
celebrating
not being scared, or you're 6 years old and you're not scared. That's something scary, man.
I never, as I'm reading the story, the first time I saw it, I went, no way. And just the 6-year-old thing, that blew my mind. I'm saying to myself, damn, 6-year-old kid pulls out a gun and shoots his teacher. Then you get the backstory about how bad this kid was in some of the affidavits that came forward. It said this kid was a problem child, and there were records of it. They actually had it in the school records, that the child was terrorizing other teachers in the classroom. Like, it wasn't just choking incidents. There was like, the choking incident in kindergarten, the administrator was a man who grabbed him off of him, and then he went and attacked the man.
That's crazy.
And he didn't. And in your mind, you're saying to yourself,
and you can't slam him off of you because it's a little 6-year-old kid.
Exactly.
So you just gotta kind of defend yourself and try
to.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, he's not a Chucky doll, although he's behaving like one.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you do?
Did the teachers did she live?
Oh, Abigail Zwerner did live. She was just awarded $10 million. She sued for 40, but the jury gave her $10 million.
$10 million.
Yeah, $10 million for it. I'm sorry. What do you think?
I don't know.
$10 million too much?
I think it's not enough.
I agree.
It's not enough for going through that. That's crazy.
She said, I don't know if she's afraid to go outside anymore, unless she lives,
No, she might. She damn sure might be, because if a 6-year-old could do that to her. Come on.
She's probably afraid to go outside because her neighborhood is kid-friendly.
Oh, my gosh. Imagine going through that. You're laughing, but it's actually a lot of trauma, because you imagine you go outside and there's just a bunch of kids outside waiting for you.
A bunch of kids going to, hey, Abigail, how are you?
Yeah. I'm so happy she lived and she got the $10 million, and because otherwise this wouldn't be a joking matter right now.
No, exactly. She survived. But again, I'm looking at this going, if the kid is that menacing at kindergarten, you got to do something about it. The kid was trying to choke out a teacher.
Yeah, you got to put him somewhere and get him with some doctors. You have to.
But this was, I'll tell you what all of that was about. It was about not wanting to put that child or deem that child problematic because of schisms and all that other nonsense.
Yeah.
That's the reason why. And it almost cost somebody their life. And I hope they learn from it. I hope, because this could have been really, really bad for the school system in Newport News. That's already a poor town.
Yeah.
And Newport News they did not need for a lawsuit like this, for them to have to pay in that, to that tune.
Crazy world, man.
It is a crazy world. Let's get to another check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, sir.
Thank you very much, Reese. If you are heading into Hartford right now on the southbound side of I-91, look for slow traffic from exit 34 down to 32A and B in Hartford. South of downtown, you got a little slow traffic 23 to 22 in the Route 9 interchange. Again, sluggish from 20 Country Club Road in Middletown down to 17 in the Wilbercross Parkway in Meriden. On the westbound side of 84, look for delays just after 56 Governor Street out to 45 Flatbush. 84 eastbound slowing about a half mile before 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. A little tight again, 58 out to 59 in the 384 interchange. If you're westbound Route 2, some slow traffic by exit 4 in Glastonbury, again slowing 1D up to the 84 west merge. 9 southbound's tight, Cromwell Middletown line down to the Arrigoti Bridge. 9 northbound delays from 31 up to exit 32 in Berlin. If you're westbound 84 in Cheshire, delays approaching 26 up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. 84 eastbound tight by 18 again from 26 down to the 691 interchange in Cheshire. Southbound Parkway delays 53 in North Haven down to the West Rock Tunnel in New Haven. And southbound 95 in New Haven tight 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
And a few clouds around tonight. It'll be cold out there, the low 29. And more clouds and sunshine tomorrow, turning breezy in the afternoon, high 54. For tomorrow night, cloudy with a couple of showers around low 48. Then it turns warmer on Saturday with clouds breaking for some sunshine. The high Saturday, 64. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
This is an important public service announcement for our listeners. Reese on the Radio is also a podcast. You can find us anytime on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Catch the full episode, listen by individual hour, or jump straight to the highlights. Just open up your favorite podcast app, search Reese on the Radio, and hit the follow button so you can get every minute of the show your way and on your time. And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 3:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. 46 degrees, partly cloudy skies in Hartford. President Trump is unveiling a deal with drug makers Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk to expand coverage and reduce prices for their popular obesity treatments Zepbound and Wegovy. Drugs all part of a new generation of obesity meds that have soared in popularity in recent years. Farmington Public School community is mourning the loss of one of its own. A 10th grader at Farmington High died Wednesday, according to officials. The principal and interim superintendent sent a letter home to families. Grief counselors were on hand today for students and staffers. Early morning fire in Basra on Wednesday is now a fatal fire. State police say the home went up on Fitchville Road in the wee hours of Wednesday morning. The decedent was believed to be the only person in the home at the time. Airports in New York, L.A., and Chicago are among 40 of the busiest across the U.S. where flights will be cut due to the government shutdown. The FAA says it'll begin reducing air traffic beginning tomorrow to maintain safety as air traffic controllers go unpaid and show signs of strain during the shutdown. In Bristol, the city's Board of Education has approved a measure allowing that district's Director of Safety and Security to carry a gun. That person's former state trooper. The measure was approved at a meeting earlier this week. And police in a Dallas suburb say 24-year-old Cowboys defensive end Marshawn Neeland was found dead from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound after evading authorities in his vehicle and fleeing the scene of an accident on foot. Police say Neeland didn't stop for state troopers over a traffic violation on Wednesday, and he was found dead earlier this morning. Markets finished this Thursday in the red. The Dow lost 398 points. NASDAQ dropped 445, and the S&P shed 75. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Julia Chase Brand of Groton was a champion half-miler. She was also a champion of equal rights. Prior to the 1970s, women were prohibited from running in road races with men. Snubbed when she tried to officially enter the 1961 Manchester Road Race, Julia ran anyway and became the first woman ever to complete the course. Her protest run attracted national attention and ultimately prompted officials to change the rules that discriminated against females. Thanks to Julia Chase Brand, more than half of the runners at last year's road race were women. Learn more at manchesterroadrace.com. The Manchester Road Race is a great local tradition, and WTIC News Talk 1080 is proud to be a partner. WTIC has been Connecticut's radio station for over 100 years, with local talk shows talking about the things affecting our state and nation. Mornings with Brian and Company, 5:30 till 9, and Reese on the Radio, 2 till 6, plus local news, weather, traffic, and sports. All on WTIC News Talk 1080, because local radio is just better.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/life.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app, search WTIC News Talk 1080, and tap earlier today to get started.
We're back, and, what had happened was, you got to go to the Odyssey app or go to WTIC.com so you can find out what happened. What had happened was, and everything from talking about squirrels and talking about the election and the infighting of the Republican Party. Let's go to my good friend White Mike, calling from Florida. What's going on, sir?
Oh man, so this is my Friday. I have 3-day weekends every weekend, so
That's
I
right.
had a couple of nice hard ciders in me, and I'm ready to talk. So,
Great.
Gentleman who called about an hour ago. An African-American gentleman was obsessed about different races being called by colors.
Right.
He was going off about people aren't black, people aren't white. Well, people aren't white, although I have seen some Irish people that are pretty pale.
So have I.
But there are straight-up people who are black. What is he talking about? Has he not seen Africa?
Yeah. Who's the comedian? Roland Blackman, is that
Michael Blackson?
Yes, Michael Blackson. That's his name. Boy, he even jokes about it. He says people called him under the bed.
I didn't know I was dark-skinned, so they said I look like under the bed. Right? Well, but my problem with this guy, and look, I get it with racially aware black people who are embarrassed of the stain of per capita.
Sure,
but. This whole concept that people are widgets and interchangeable and that everybody's equal, it's absolute hogwash. People are not equal on an individual level, and races of people are demonstrably different and have different skill sets, and some races are better at stuff than others. It's inarguable.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of this nonsense where it's like, oh, I'm black and I'm tarred with all the nonsense of other black people. Well, it's because per capita states this is what freaking happens. There's a reason that when we go through statistically throughout the world.
Right. And
globally,
do you think it is, and I totally get you, but isn't there a degree, Mike, of human nature that wants, and I get the desire because it's silly, right? There's desirous of us just to treat each other equally and not point out the fact that where we are regionally, people are smarter, more educated, more industrious than the other.
It's not regionally. That's a horrible distinction. I love you, but it's racial. It's racial. It's clearly racial. We know it's racial, and it's not just black and white. We know that when IQ tests are performed on different races of people, that there's a hierarchy of IQ scores.
This is true.
It goes Asian, then it goes Ashkenazi Jew, then it goes white people, then it goes Hispanics, then it goes black people. That's just how it is. It's life. And it sucks that if you're in the group that's on the bottom. But just because you're in the group that's on the bottom doesn't mean you're on the bottom.
You know what? And thank you for putting it that way. You couldn't have said it better in enough time. Thank you, Mike, as usual. I'm glad the ciders didn't get the best of you.
And real quick before I go, I think the subject of reparations has come up in the past, and I like to compare. Remember when the WNBA?
I gotta go. It's a hard break. I gotta go. I'll talk to you later. Let's go. Let's go to Mark Chrysler in the BPS Traffic Center. Yes, Mark, you have to follow White Mike.
Well, thank you. It's a tough act to follow. And don't send the hate mail to me. Send it to White Mike. Address it to White Mike. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, westbound 84 tied up just after 56 Governor Street out to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound delays about a half mile before 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. 91 southbound, you've got slow traffic from 33 down to 32 A and B. More tight traffic as you move 24 down to 22 in the Route 9 interchange in Crumble, and you're sluggish again moving between 20 and 19 Middletown into Meriden. Westbound 84 is tied up just after 56 Governor Street out to 47 Sigourney. 84 eastbound locked up about a half mile before 46 Sisson Avenue down to the Bulkley Bridge. Westbound 84 by 37 Finman Road. We have an accident reported there in Farmington. Again, a little tight, 36 to 33. And the 72 interchange. Westbound 84 slows 25A in Waterbury up to exit 22. Eastbound 84 is slowing in Waterbury 23 out to 25A. And if you're heading down in toward New Haven, southbound on the Parkway delays from 53 in North Haven down in toward the West Rock Tunnel. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Well, there's going to be breezy for the rest of this afternoon with just a few clouds around. Temperatures holding nearly steady across the area. And for tonight, a few clouds. It'll be a cold night out there as we head down to a low of 29 degrees. And for tomorrow, mostly cloudy, turning breezy for the afternoon hours, the high 54. Then rather cloudy tomorrow night with a couple of showers around, low down to 48. As we head into the weekend, Saturday turns out warmer. The clouds clearing out for some afternoon sunshine. Overall, the best day of the weekend with a high up to 64 degrees. Then we do have a storm moving in for the end of the weekend. Sunday turns out cooler. We do have rain arriving in the late morning hours and continuing through Sunday night. Sunday's high 56. And for Monday, some rain around to start the day. Otherwise, mostly cloudy and breezy with Monday's high of 56. Right now, it's 45 degrees in East Hartford, 43 in Tolland, and 47 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Isaac Longley in the WTIC Weather Center.
Join us this Sunday for Tumalo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune into the father-son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumalo Financial, retirement planning with integrity on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Columbia Dental has great care close to home. Our state-of-the-art network connects all 12 Connecticut locations, making appointments easy. Plus, our Waterbury office now offers a prosthodontist for specialized care. Schedule your appointment today, 860-645-0111.
It's time to order your Plainville Farms fresh, all-natural turkey from Highland Park Market. These turkeys are humanely raised, vegetarian-fed, and never given any antibiotics or growth hormones. Nobody does Thanksgiving better than family-owned and operated Highland Park Market, Manchester, Glastonbury, Farmington, and at highlandparkmarket.com.
You could think you found your dream home online. The kitchen island looks perfect for your inner chef. The backyard, a paradise for your green thumb. And that extra room, hello walk-in closet. But here's the twist. The lot next door just got rezoned for years of construction. And this sound, yeah, you're going to be hearing a lot of that. Don't let your dream home turn into a nightmare. Work with the expertise and ethical training of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is. You know who it is.
It's Reese on the Radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
Before I get to the final phone calls, I wanted to play some of this stuff that I picked up for the show. This in particular, because of the Zoran Mamdani thing. These guys put this video out together, and I know I suck at math, but these guys really suck at math. They were trying to make a point about Zoran Mamdani taxing anyone who made more than $1 million 2 extra percent. And then I went to go check out their numbers, and I kept getting the wrong number. But then I looked it up, and it turns out their numbers were demonstrably wrong. Not that bad, but bad enough. Boys do not do math very well. They say that girls aren't, but boys are horrible. So I want you to listen to what they say here. $1.5 million. This is the current tax rate for those making $1.5 million.
Here's what a $1.5 million salary looks like in New York City. So if someone makes $1.5 million, you don't take home all that money. Correct. You probably take home, if I had to guess, $900K. Okay, we'll see. Federal tax. Guess how much it costs? If you live in New York City, that's a huge one. I'm going to say it's 30% of your salary. Okay, roughly 33%. It's $506,470. So
now they put in $506,470. The actual number is $506,192. It's not much of a difference, but still a difference. And I just want to be accurate here. Okay? Here's the next one.
Already you're not a millionaire. Correct. That's stupid. Next is state tax. This is the last one I'll have you guess. Okay, I'm going to say 5% of your salary. I can't do the math off my head. I think it's closer to 10 to 15. State tax is $143,978.
Inaccurate. The actual amount is $111,427. So it's a little bit less, but still $100,000 in New York State income tax. That's after your $506,000 in federal taxes. We are now over $600,000. You are below the 1 million mark at this point. But there are more taxes.
Jesus. Then you have city tax, $57,705.
They were almost on point for this. They were off by $1. $57,704 to be exact. So we won't quibble about the dollar. That's a lot of money. So we got federal, state, and city tax.
They have a city tax? They have a city tax to live in New York City. That's why why don't you just live in Jersey City? Next you have Social Security, which is $10,918.
That number they got right.
Then you got to pay for Medicare, which is $33,450.
That number they got right.
Paid family leave, it's a fraction. It's only $355.
They got that right.
Still, it's money. That comes to a total tax percentage of 50.2%, which is $752,876.
That's wrong. The actual number is $719,046, which means your take home from $1.5 million in New York. Again, $1.5 million that you make, your take-home pay is $780,954. That's what that is. Now, with that being said, let's go to what business owners said about Mamdani and his plans.
He win, by the way?
He won.
They chose the knucklehead, so we're gonna pay for it.
What happens if he opens up the government-run grocery stores?
I'm not with it.
Oh, you don't like the government-run grocery stores?
No.
$30 minimum wage. Can you explain how that might affect businesses?
We're going to hell. It's over.
How are they going to make payroll? It's just about all the policy that he's trying to do, increasing the workers and the taxes. It's not good.
The minimum wage doesn't help the worker. It just helps the system. Pay more money, more taxes, prices go up.
Overnight, half of them will go out of business.
So I'm in a blue state, I'm sorry, but I've been red my whole life. Democrats have always ruined, steal, rob, and lie.
Any thoughts on having him for 4 years?
What I can do is just swallow and try to face it, but it's not easy. We're cooked. We're on the way to becoming a communist state.
The city's in trouble. They're in trouble.
Good luck.
They're not happy. Now, with all of that, right, those business owners who know that some of them are not going to be able to survive, just imagine if all of those business owners you just heard, some guy saying, I'm going to have to swallow it. Some people are going to say, I doubt we'll make it. Now, imagine you're that guy, and you know what's going to happen to your business. You're deathly afraid. $30 minimum wage. Damn, there's no way I'm going to be able. I'm just going to have to work 24 hours a day. There's no way I could do that. And then you hear from the supporters in the city who nominated that guy. And when they're asked, why did you pick him? You hear this.
Do you support Zoran?
Yeah, he seems cool.
What makes him ready to be New York's mayor?
He sounds like he's like a Power Rangers character, so.
I mean, is anybody really ever ready to be mayor?
What makes Mamdani qualified to be mayor?
I don't think at this point it's necessarily a question of who's qualified.
Obama had very little experience, and Obama did very well.
He's just a really likable guy.
What makes him ready to be mayor?
I don't know.
Why is he ready? I feel like he's like answering.
It never really takes like the most experience.
I don't know what it takes to be a mayor, so how can I really say if somebody else is qualified?
Yeah, experience.
Mamdani?
Yeah.
He's been a rapper. He's about to run a $115 million budget tomorrow.
None of these people know what they elected. None of them do. Imagine you're a business owner, and that's the people who cost you $30 an hour. Those are the people who cost you taxes out the wazoo. From $1.5 million to $780,000. Those, and you know it's going to be worse than that. He wants another 2%. I don't know if I could. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. How do you not get angry at that? How do you not get angry at that? Let's go to a well-to-do guy. He just got home. How you doing, Frankie?
I'm paying 75%.
You and everybody else.
37% federal, 6 state, 7 for Social Security, and a 25% tax for being married. So I get 25 cents on the dollar. That's a fool.
Yeah.
What can you do? It's the life we chose, Reese. How you doing with the furniture at your new apartment with Roseanne?
We're not at the new apartment yet, but she's going through a couple of places like Wayfair. We've already looked at a king-size bed. She doesn't. Can you believe this? She doesn't want to get a king-size bed because she says, and I quote, "We'll be too far from each other."
I've been in a king-size bed since I was 3. So I know all about king-size beds. What do you mean you're going to be too far?
She doesn't like, okay, because, the king-size bed, we've done the, hotels before, and every time we're there, we're in a king-size bed, and she said it just seems like we're far away. It's like a lot of room. I thought that was a good thing. She sometimes, and she'll be mad at me. No, she won't be mad at me for saying this because she says it herself. So sometimes she'll go through the hot flashes, and she wants me as far away from her as possible. Why not have a king-size bed for that?
Right. I just want to bring this one thing up about food stamps.
Yeah.
The United States government budget is $7 trillion. Food stamps is $100 billion. It's less than 2%. That black woman that stole the groceries in Texas, these Democrats, they're using her as a pawn, and 42 million other people for their political gain. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Give them the food.
Yeah.
16 million kids don't have food because of their political games they're playing.
Listen, that's, you know what? I'm glad that people get to see it right out in public. This is a different time. Under any other circumstances, they would blame the wrong people. Now they get to blame the right people. That's all.
Right.
That's what we're getting. Thank you, boss man. I appreciate you. Let's go to Bob. Bob's in Wolfcott. How are you, sir?
Hi, Reese.
Yay.
I want to talk about the previous caller before Frank.
White Mike?
It's always a joy to hear Frank.
Were you talking about White Mike?
Well, I'm just talking about what people are saying about, race and everything. And I'm getting sick and tired of hearing this crap. I mean, we're not in 1965 anymore.
What does that mean?
This is not 1965. There are people of other races that are making huge profits, millions.
Yeah.
And not based on their race.
Right.
And I go back to Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman did a
60 Minutes interview with Mike Wallace and said that we need to stop talking about race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's right.
Of course he is.
We have to stop it. He said, if you stop calling me a black man, I'll stop calling you a white man.
And what happened to that?
We need to go.
But what happened to that sentiment? And with that, let me ask you this. I'll give you a perfect example. Who were the ones who said that we needed to talk about race more after we went through the whole thing of color blindness after the 1970s and into the 80s, saying that we need to accept people for who we are and what we are, not what we look like? Who were the people who said that it was absolutely paramount that we pay attention to people's races? Who are the people who told us that?
I don't know, honestly.
The black intelligentsia. The black elites told us, from the Melissa Harris Perrys to the Michael Eric Dysons to the, Cornel Wests, to every person, even Barack Hussein Obama, told us that we had to acknowledge our skin colors so that we could give them racial equity. We had to.
That's BS.
I agree with you. That's the reason why I bring it up. That's exactly the reason why I bring it up. That's the absurdity of Negro nonsense. It's to point out that this is the most ridiculous thing. If you heard the bit that I played, that young man, Ron Wood Jr., said that he looked up his ancestors' descendants, right? He knows where they live. These people allegedly were supposed to have profited from his ancestors' slavery, and they have less money than him, and they live in squalor. And he was mocking it. Again, while he sits on a $2 to $3 million fortune as a black man, which again flies in the face of the idea that because he's black, that he's inherently poorer than the white people who oppressed him. It flies in the face of that nonsense. That's the reason why it's called Negro nonsense.
In my opinion, being from the military, if I had to sit in a foxhole, I didn't care if the guy next to me holding the M16 was black, white, Asian, or even gay.
I believe you, and I do, but I hope that you understand.
As long as he can shoot.
No, I understand that. That's why.
The same blood.
Bob, you have to understand.
We all bleed the same blood.
But Bob, you have to understand that particular bit that I do is not for a guy like you because of who you are and what you think and what you know as a human being. For that particular piece that I do is for the race baiters. It's to laugh at them and say that it shows them how ridiculous this racial thing is.
It's part of your shtick.
It is part of my shtick because, again, I couldn't be here. If I were listening to them, I wouldn't be here. And I'll go right back to the old story I told about my Uncle Nicky, who looks very much like Richard Pryor, so you can sort of get an image of what he was. When I told him I wanted to do radio when I was 15 years old, he said to me, "The white man ain't going to let you do that." Now, I loved Uncle Nicky. Imagine if I had believed him, Bob.
Well, here's the other thing. I don't know if you know this, but way back in the day during the Depression era, when the Irish immigrants were coming in,
I know.
help wanted. Irish
need not apply. I know it very well. Trust me, it's a part of my shtick as well.
Nobody even recognizes that.
I know. Bob, I do. That's the reason why I talk about it, because I know it all too well. It's the reason why Irish and Italians had to become police officers and firefighters, because they were the most dangerous jobs in the world, because nobody would take them. But
you need to stop talking about this racial
Never
thing.
going to happen. Never. Not on my watch. I got to go. As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your mind. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the Radio. You have a good night, pleasant tomorrow. Roseanne's here tomorrow. You'll be here too. Mark Christopher's getting you home in the BPS Traffic Center. Good night, sir.
Good night, Reese. This traffic report being brought to you by Amplify CT. And if you're traveling on the westbound side of 84, look for delays approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 47 Sigourney. Then you're back in some stop-and-go traffic again from 39A up to just west of exit 37 Finman Road in Farmington. Left lane block crash there. 84 eastbound, little slowdown moving by 48 Capitol Avenue. Southbound 91 Hartford slows 33 down to 32 A and B.